And good afternoon to you and welcome to the MCG of the Bush on preliminary final day in the Duns Twin City Cranes, Tallangatta and District Football League. We're here thanks to Bill Tilley on the live stream. Bill Tilley, he's backing local sport in Barnawartha. My name's Gus McLeod. Great to have your company wherever you are tuning in right across the globe on YouTube. Tell your friends, share the link around and jump on board for what's going to be a cracking day of local footy finals from the Sandy Creek Recreation Reserve. It's Barnawartha taking on Chiltern for a date in the big dance with the Kiwa Sandy Creek Hawks. My name's Gus McLeod. Luke Francis is calling alongside me this afternoon. Hello, Lukey.
G'day, Gussie. Great to see you, mate. Oh, look, can't wait for this, mate. It's hard to beat a prelim final. We're only beaten by a GF. But the Tigers, as you said, up against the Swans. And the big question, mate, is can the Chiltern Swannies turn around that 39-point margin in the qualifying final just 14 days ago? It would be a massive effort.
Here's David Wink. He'll be on the Mac Jack Shed stats this afternoon. Hello, David.
Hello, Angus. Hello, Luke. Happy to be here. It is a sensational day out here at Sandy Creek, and I think we're in for a really tight contest.
I'm really looking forward to it. A man that's looking forward to it just as much as I am. He'll be on the boundary today for JJ's Waste and Recycling. Scooter Fraser. He's got the white shoes on. He's just trying to channel his inner metrosexual. He's up and about, Scooter Fraser.
Nah, my girls watched a bit of the footage from last week and said you need to wear some better fashion shoes. So I've got a pair of white Vans on, boys. I'm not feeling the 46 now. I'm about 26 and I'm up with the fashion apparently. Great to be here. Ground level is absolutely beautiful. Slight zephyr going across the ground to the Duns Twin City Cranes and the surface is amazing.
Here in the pre-game show, thanks to Bill Tilley. Hope you are going to enjoy the pictures this afternoon. We've got the best in the business putting it together. We've got Logan Cartwright on the camera. And, of course, a big shout-out to Isaac Chilcott back at TDFL Live HQ, pushing the buttons on the live stream this afternoon. And, Scoot, we better give a shout-out first and foremost to our live stream partners and our league partners, the Duns Twin City Cranes. Of course, you can see the flags waving on the far side of the ground as you enter the MCG of the Bush. And we better thank our live stream partners as well.
Yes, a lot of the stuff around the ground here has been done by Jackson's Earth Moving. They've been one of our live stream partners from the start. Finer Embroidery, DTD Engineering, Birda Ag Products, and the Bottom Pub, the Yak Hotel, newly refurbished. And we'll be giving out the best player of the day, a $50 voucher for today and next week.
And speaking of the Yak Hotel, I reckon they'll be going down beautifully at the Bottom Pub in Yak this afternoon, Scoop, because the Yak 2s here at the moment are going to progress to the grand final.
Yes, they with 44 seconds left, it's 11-12-78 to Barnawartha 4-5-29. Hopefully these twos boys just have a shower and help out behind the bar and the barbecue because Yak and Dander have got that this afternoon.
These two sides have met on 3 occasions in 2025. In the qualifying final, as Luke said, it was a 39-point buffer to the Barnawartha Tigers. They ran away in that final term and really put the pedal to the metal. They flexed their muscles. In round 14, Chiltern defeated Barney by 29 points. And in round 3, Barney defeated Chiltern by 27 points. So what the history book would say to us, Lukey, is we normally have 4 to 6 goal margins when Barney played Chiltern. I can't help but think today is going to be the exception. I reckon it's going to be a nail-biter.
Well, gee, I hope you're right, Gussie, because when we see a close one out here at the Sandy Creek Reserve, by gee, the atmosphere is just absolutely so good. It's through the roof. So, look, we've got a afternoon. We've just seen the twos conclusion. I'll just go to you now, Gussie.
I was just going to say, you know it's a good crowd at Sandy Creek when the top hill starts getting full.
Yeah, that's a good indication. Yep, that's it. So can they turn it around? I don't know if they can. I was really impressed with Barnawartha last weekend. They're a big fish. They went down against the Kiwa Sandy Creek Hawks, but they can really match it. I think Chiltern are going to have to beat the Barnawartha Tigers on the outside, get out and run, find some space and get some spread going this afternoon if they are able to get up over the yellow and black.
Yeah, and that's what Chiltern did really well last week. They seem to get that running and carry game going really well. They intercept mark, switch the ball a fair bit and, you know, were able to take ground, which Barney didn't allow them to do in that first final. So it'll be... And, you know, dictate terms to what happened 2 weeks ago, but Chiltern look like a completely different side to the side that played Barney a couple of weeks ago. I think we're in for a tight contest, like Gussie said. I'm 50-50 on this.
From Bali at the expense of Pete Jeffries. He was at a wedding in Bali, and won't he have an impact on this game this afternoon?
Yeah, Big Sexy took the week off to go to...
Sexy?
Big Sexy he has told me he'd like to be referred to. But no, Big Moose, he's a really integral part of this side. He lost a lot of weight over the off-season.
Yep.
He's traditionally been a centre-half back, a full-back in years gone by. Lost a lot of weight over the off-season and has played through the ruck this year and has had a really good season. And yeah, he was sorely missed last week.
Sorry, Lukey, I was just going to say, Barney are making their way onto the ground, and Winky, we have a late change on the team that was named on Thursday night for the Barney Tigers.
We do. So Jack Robertson's come out. He's played in the reserves, and Jackson O'Connor has come into the side. And
we are still awaiting on the final change, if there are any changes, for the Chiltern Swans. We are hearing some murmurings about a late inclusion. We'll do our best to fill you in as best we can. But the really exciting news here for the Swans is their co-captain Mitch Hemming returns after picking up a hamstring complaint in the round 18 win over the Rutherglen Cats. And Lukey, just getting that extra on-baller can add so much coming into finals.
Yeah, and he always seems to be good for 1 or 2 goals, Mitch Hemming, so he is dangerous when he does drift forward. And with no Braden O'Hara in this team today, they are going to have to hit the score. So he is a great in for the Chiltern Swans this afternoon, and they're warming up and running down towards the Pony Club end at the moment. The Barnawartha Tigers at the Lockhart Scat Road end.
For JJ's Waste from Recycling, we'll take this opportunity for the first time to cross boundary side to Scott Scooter Fraser, who's smack bang middle and the MCG of the Bush. Scooter, what's the atmosphere like at ground level?
It is beautiful, boys. There's a huge crowd. Hopefully the camera can pick up on it. But, yeah, they're 5 deep at the bar at the moment. The canteen's full and ready for a really good game of footy.
Well, we are hearing some murmurings that there could be a late out. There has been some talk around Mark Doolan. We'll get you to keep tabs on who's down there. I reckon I've seen Dools, and I reckon the team sheet is coming in right now. But we do have the inclusions wink that Mitch Hemming is coming in, and you've got a bit of data on Mitch Hemming about his home and away season as well. Yeah,
well, 16 games for Mitch Hemming. 11 times he's been named in the best, 15 goals. So he's a really integral part, not only on the field as a player, but also as a leader, being the captain of the side. So we'll hopefully he's good. He obviously injured that hamstring, I think, in round 18, Scoot against Rutherglen. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes and if he can run the game out.
Yeah, he snuck off in the third quarter at Rutherglen that day, and we didn't notice. So just trying to find out. Mark Doolan is out here.
Yeah, I've just had the team sheet come through, Scoot. They are as named. So for the first time in 3 weeks, Chiltern are as named. So that means the one change from their victory last week, Wink, over Faguna, is that the co-captain Mitch Hemming comes into the side at the expense of Jack Gray, who picked up a nasty cork-based leg injury, didn't get up for today's game. And I can't help but imagine the injury to Jack Gray. He come into the side after missing 7 weeks or 7 games of football. He actually missed 8 weeks when you factor in the bye. So he comes straight in, picked up a cork, and he's had to make way at the expense of Hemming.
Well, that means Luke Vandermeer there must have been a fitness test, because Scoot saw him warming up out the back with the side earlier.
That would have had to have been for Mitch Hemming, surely, Scoot.
I think it might have been for him or Dools, but yeah, he'd be in there having a shower right now. He was really warmed up. As Winky said, at 3/4 time of the reserves, Luke Vandermeer was out there doing run-throughs, kicking the ball, and I really thought that he was going to be taking the field. But obviously it's an 11th hour decision on whether it's Doolan or Hemming or someone else, but as you say, unchanged team.
David Wink is on the Mac Jack Shed stat sheet this afternoon. Winky, who are we keeping tabs on?
For the Barney Tigers, we go Jared Farwell, Tom Anson, Tommy Johnson, Brad Del Bosco, who's put together some sort of fortnight, Connor Whiffen, Big Moose Quinn, Caden Withers and Sammy Johnson. And then for Barney, Benny Mason, Brad Hibberson, Ben Jones, Ashton Brooks, Dion Gleeson, Finn Lappin, Benny Gould and Mitch Hemming.
Luke, you have had the privilege of seeing Barney last week, and this will be the first time you'll see the Swannies in 2025, but you've called them here at the MCG, the Bush, on many occasions. What is it about Chiltern when they come to this place, the magical venue that is the MCG, the Bush? How do they continually find a way to win?
It's a great question. It's a terrific question, Gussie, because for the last handful of years I've been coming to the Sandy Creek Reserve, and what I've been hearing is, the key with Sandy Creek Hawks is such a good football club. They're strong, and on grand final day they turn up. Well, the Chiltern Swans have rocked the boat in recent seasons. Of course, it was the Yakandanda Roos last year taking out the flag. But in 22 and 23, the red and white Swannies went back to back. And yet they just somehow know how to rise to the occasion and perform here at the Sandy Creek Reserve. So will we get that this afternoon? I mean, the Barnawartha Tigers, formidable opponents, have been so impressed with Tom Anson. He's just had so much control, that back 50 with the cool, calm and collected head. Lockie Walker, such an athletic player. Josh Spence is dangerous up forward. And so looking forward to seeing the Moose, Seamus Quinn, for the first time live this afternoon. Wink?
Yeah, Big Moose, like he said, he missed last week. Tristan Mann was the best player on the ground last week.
Yep.
He really, without being disrespectful, dominated the ruckman that Barney threw in there throughout the day. And they threw 3 or 4 different guys through there, but Tristan Mann, he just dominated physically in the ruck and gave Kiwa first use. So it'll be really interesting to see Moose. He was persuaded to stay, but the bride had the final say and dragged him over to Bali for a wedding.
Yep.
So he'll be rocking up, ready to rock and roll today. Saw him this morning having a kick with his 2 little boys.
Beautiful.
He's in good form, Moose, and he'll be out to have a big one today in the door final.
The captains are making their way into the middle of the ground. It's going to be Brad Del Bosco leading the Barnawartha Tigers today. Of course, he's a formidable force at centre-half back. We saw him go forward on a couple of occasions last week, Winky, just to try and add a little bit of spice into this game, and the co-captains of Chiltern, Ben Mason and his partner in crime, Mitch Hemming, are making their way into the middle. Scoot, we'll actually cross to Scoot for the toss of the coin, and we'll get Scoot to bring that to us live this afternoon. But is there any breeze to speak about, Scooter? Which way would you be kicking if you won the toss here in about 30 seconds' time?
Catching up with umpire Henderson. Looking forward to a lovely day. The conditions are beautiful. The breeze is going across the ground to the right of screen a little bit. And Brad Del Bosco and Mitch Hemming, the co-captain of Chiltern, Gus, if you didn't know. Co-captain with Ben Mason.
Yeah, thanks, Scott.
And Brad Del Bosco has won the toss and will kick to the right of screen to the equestrian centre end.
Righto, gents, we are just minutes away from the bounce of the ball. 2 minutes until the preliminary final here, thanks to Bill Tilley, who's proudly backing local sport in Benambra. We'll go around the grounds thanks to Bill Tilley in the SSNA, Ovens and Murray. The Rovers, they've hit the front early in the major semi-final at the Wangaratta Showgrounds. They lead 2-1-13 to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, just 3 behinds. We'll keep you updated on all the happenings around the grounds this afternoon. Scoot, just repeating for us some of the junior football grades that have taken place today. We know that Yakandanda, they had a win in the reserves, but who won our junior grades earlier today?
The under-17s was won by Rutherglen. Wonderful display of goal kicking. And the under-14s was Yakandanda as well.
Some other around the grounds in the C grade, Chiltern, thanks to Achura Albury in the netball C grade. Chiltern have beaten Kiwa Sandy Creek 33-31. In the C reserve, it's the Kiwa Sandy Creek Hawks 33-24. Under 17s, 40-38, the Swans over Tallangatta. In the under 15s, the Swans over Tallangatta 33-29. And in the 13 and unders, it was Kiwa Sandy Creek 30 to Yakandanda 12, all thanks to Achura Albury. Righto, Scoot, we'll start with you, boundary side for JJ's Waste and Recycling. Who wins this afternoon and how much by?
I am going with a draw at full time and Barney to win in extra time, boys.
David Wink on the Mac Jack Shed stats.
I think the Swans can bounce back. I think Chiltern by 8 points.
Luke Francis calling today's action for Albury Wodonga MG.
Leaning towards the Barnawartha Tigers, Gussie. I don't think it'll be as big a margin as it was 14 days ago, but I think they'll just get over the line. Their guidance from Adam Mudra this year has been wonderful. And, yeah, I think they'll take that next step into their granny. What about yourself, mate?
Chiltern lost the qualifying final in 2024 by 28 points. They then followed this exact route to the grand final in 2024. I'm going to back them in to do it once again. It's Barnawartha kicking to the right of your TV screen. Chiltern in the white and red, kicking to the left. The call team this afternoon here on TDFL Live is Scott Scooter Fraser. Boundary side for JJ's Waste and Recycling. You've got David Wink taking all the numbers that matter on the Mac Jack Shed stat sheet. Myself, Gus McLeod, calling for Albury Wodonga MG, and the dulcet tones of the Mayor of Wagga Wagga, Luke Francis, will kick-start proceedings here this afternoon. All thanks to our good friends at Elders Rural. A spot in the big dance awaits the winner of today's game between Barnawartha and the Chiltern Swans. A big shout-out to Logan Cartwright behind the camera. Jackson and Luke at Wangara and Indigo Computers bringing you the pictures this afternoon. Here's the prelim final on TDFL Live for Elders with Luke Francis.
One spot left in the GF. Let's have a look. Bodie Hibbison down low, and straight away we get a stop. He's just left of a centre. Weather Supreme of a Sandy Creek Reserve. Let's have a look. So a ball up, and again, so Withers brought down. Bodie Hibbison goes in. His Spence gets it out to Trujillo. And Whiffen in for the Tigers. Hanson takes the mark. So he started forward. So interesting, Tom. Now he's got it. About 60 out. And he goes for home now. He sends it in. Chesser. Yes, he's got it. He's taken the mark. He's held onto it, Scoot.
Yeah, great lead up there. I was just about to point out, Tommy Jensen normally starts in the back line. Fantastic kick, and Chesser gets on the end of it. That was a great mark. A couple of blokes closing in on him.
Yeah, so Adam Mudra is known for his outstanding coaching performances. And Tom Anson with a surprise starting in the forward 50. Here's Chesser to try and get the yellow and black going in the prelim final. And he's got it. They're away through Jack. 6-0 on the Commercial Club scoreboard. Barnawartha away.
That's goal number 50 for Jack Chesser for the season. He didn't play, of course, in the qualifying final earlier, a fortnight ago, so it'll be interesting to see what difference he makes, Scoop.
Oh, huge. Good to see him start forward, but if Chiltern do get on top, there might be you might see him come up into the middle or even across the half-back line.
Any other matchups that have caught your attention early, Scoop?
Farwell on Hibbison, I think it looks like, on Bodie, and then Whiffen's gone to Brad Hibbison.
Watch this space. I'm looking forward to seeing this ruck duel. McWilliams up against the big moose, Seamus Quinn. We're back in the middle, and it's a dream start to the Barney Tigers. They lead 1 straight 6. The Chiltern yet to score. Back in the middle, tracking this one is Bodie Hibbison. Arriving late was Farwell with the clean pick-up for the Tigers. Set upon by McWilliams. Umpire said there was no prior play on. Now Daly off half-back for Chiltern. Kicks out to the scoreboard side. In a raking lead, it's Ned Quinn, and he palmed it to his own advantage. Needs a good bounce of the share and doesn't quite get one. And it'll spill out of bounds for a boundary throw-in slightly into attack for the Chiltern Swans. We've played 2.5 minutes here on TDFL Live on the Japo Donks time clock, and we'll bring the ball back into play with Luke Francis, thanks to Albury Wodonga MG.
So here we go, just left of centre on the far side. Quinn with the front spot. Looked like there was holding there. Yep. So this one coming to Seamus. He wants to play on. The umpire's going to bring him back around his mark. So Jack Chesser with the opening goal in the prelim. He's Matt Del Bosco. So they're working it across half back, and he wants to come out to the broadcast side. He's going to pick up Pritchard. Trujillo is racing up the ground. Now he's got Tommy Johnson on short. Gets him. Here goes Tommy on the run. They go down towards the arc of the 50. Wilding couldn't take the mark in. Goes at it again. Nice work from the Swans through Sorensen. Battles away. Wilding back on the contest. Spence got brought down in a heavy tackle. Called for a throw. Swans about to play on through Brad Hibbison.
Who kicks down the line, searching lead from Doolan, and that calf looks all right, Scooter.
Yeah, he's got a fair bit of tape on the left hammy as well, boys.
Long down the line. Pryor just couldn't quite get front position. Quinn impacted the contest. Doolan's coming through. That might be on the full.
Yeah,
it is.
Boundary umpire's right on it there, Gussie.
We'll get a David Wink, Mac Jack Shed stats update.
Yeah, I was talking to a few guys. I reckon Will Pritchard loves playing on Mark Doolan. He really enjoys the contest and normally goes pretty well. So that's a matchup to watch for this first quarter.
So here he is, the man in question, Pritchard, who's going to bring it down in front of our broadcast position. Working hard in the contest here as Gleeson went back with courage. Wilding got a good bounce. Throws it on the right and says, run after this one, gents. Top of the goal square. Bouncing, and missing for a minor score. So Barney, they've kicked their first minor score, and it comes off the boot of Oscar Wilding. 7 plays zip here, thanks to the Commercial Club.
They're going just over 4 for Jappo Donks. So ball in the back pocket for the Chiltern Swans. He's lapping. Finn, now he's got Paddy Wall on, gets him. Opening turn for Elders Rural. Hope you've been enjoying the TDFL finals. Lappin. And he wants to send it back to Luke Daly, the former Albury Tigers champ, out wide to Cooper. So this is Jake. Happy to play patient footy at the moment. Mason, he wants a corridor, gets it to Ben Jones. So they've moved this nicely, the Swannies. Straight up the line they go, over the head of Trujillo. Nice work from the Tigers defence. Clark Stanley got swung around. Crowd vocal. That was Brad Del Bosco. Swans win it back. Clark Stanek again, looking for Whiffen. He's going to send it out wide. Well done to Withers, and the Tigers hold up.
They do, coming through the corridor, taking a bounce. Here's it, Johnson it is. Kicks on the right, inside 50, Wilding out the back. Nice work from Oscar Wilding, pushed up high and beat Finn Lappin on transition for JJ's way, Scooter Fraser.
Yeah, boys, I meant to say to you just before, as Wilding kicked it deep inside 50 there on the boundary line, he got slung over the boundary. He's looking a bit proppy, and when he took that mark, he's a bit favouring the left leg, so we'll see how he goes with this shot.
Nice spot there from our man, Scooter Fraser, boundary side. So Oscar Wilding, he averages 5.6 goals a game from his 12 appearances in yellow and black. Point blank range, Wilding, he snuck it through. Made the men in green work, but Oscar Wilding kicks his first and Barney second. And they're out to an early 13-point lead on the Commercial Club scoreboard. David Wink, Mac Jack Shed stats.
With 3 inside 50s for Barnawartha early in this game, 3 marks. Tommy Johnson and Connor Whiffen have had a couple touches each to start this contest.
Yeah, so we're going over 6 for Jappo Donks. We'll be pumping their tyres up all day.
I have to go see Simo on the way home. I've got a puncture.
You haven't, have you, Gussie?
I've got a puncture.
You're kidding.
Hopefully we get home.
Oh, fair
Leave
thing.
the car here, Gus.
Well, that's very deflating.
I brought me swag for the week, Scoot.
Here's Farwell. And off the ground goes Big Moose. Quinn, and then the half forward. Evans gets it out the back. O'Connor back into the team this week. Low driving ball. Look at Wilding. He's going to get another crack at this. Picks it up. Handballs out. Josh Spence. He's so dangerous. Left foot, and they get another. They get another. That's a Union Hotel goal of the day from Josh Spence. Scooter, the Tigers are off to a flying start.
Geez, actually, if you have a look at the highlights over the last couple of weeks, I'm pretty sure exactly that snap over his right shoulder by Spence. Was it last week or the week before?
2 weeks, yeah.
Just gets the ball and he knows where the goals are. Great setup by Wilding to keep the ball in control.
4 entries so far for Barney for 4 shots on goal, 3 goals, 1. Something that the Chiltern Swans are going to have to tighten up pretty quick, I would have thought.
Around the grounds, thanks to Elders Rural, it's 13-10. Rovers lead Myrtleford in the major semi-final. And it's a dream start here for Barney over Chiltern. Back in the middle, getting a high one there was Hibberson. And the coach is going to play on quickly and get the Swans second inside 50 entry. Sits nicely for Brooks, then got a bad bounce. Wrapped up in a gang tackle. They'll try and force a stoppage here with Del Bosco. And we'll ball the footy up. What are those inside 50s again for us on the Mac Jack Shed stats?
4-2 now, Gussie, Barney's way.
And this is only Chiltern's second, so we've played 8 minutes and they've only got it inside 50 once. So they trail by 19 points. McWilliams goes back, Hibberson via hand to Doolan. Doolan retreats and they pump it inside 50 to go the Swans. Top of the goal square at ground level. Sorensen's there, got a bad bounce. The Tigers have numbers. Anson out the back trying to find Johnson. Head over the football was Vandermeer. Now Johnson once again. Raking handball long down the line. They're going to try and break away here. Taking a bounce is Tom Johnson. Handball's over the top. Moose Quinn under the pump. Cooper's riding him like a backpack. And we'll ball it up 50 metres out from Swans goal.
Put a saddle on him.
Yeah, that's it, Scoot. Where's the closest rodeo?
The Chiltern rodeo.
Oh, beautiful. He's Farwell taken in by Gould. So again, we'll have a stoppage, virtually in the same spot. So 19 plays nil. Tigers off to a blistering start at the Sandy Creek Reserve in the prelim. There's Scammell just hacking it forward. for the yellow and black. Here goes McGee in pursuit of the Sharon. Oh, Kyle, a little bit fumbly. Now he taps it in front. Emmons is going to go for the Tigers. Tries to duck under the tackle. Ball out of bounds, right of centre wing on the far side.
Hey, Scoot, where's McGee starting today? Is he starting behind the ball or is he in the
last
ruck?
ruck contest, mate, he climbed all over Moose. So, yeah, he's been starting in the ruck and floating back into the about half-back line.
Quinn tapped it down in front. Withers. He's got a clearing hand pass. He's Farwell and Hemming. Oh, great work over there. And joining the contest also was Will Shannon. And again, we'll have another ball up.
19-point lead to the Tigers on the Commercial Club scoreboard. Almost 10 gone for Jappo Donks. Up goes McGee. Hemming won a handball, trying to feed it towards Vandermeer, who breaks away on the right. Down the line, good contest. Quinn spills out the back. Johnson's tracking this one. This is Tom for the Barney Tigers, and it goes out of bounds for a boundary throw. And we go to Scooter for JJ's Waste and Recycling. A lot of these Chiltern boys desperately trying to get back on the ground.
Yeah, there hasn't been many interchanges at all for the last 5 minutes with the ball over that side, with Jones, Bodie Hibberson and Benny Mason trying to get on.
Boundary throw in, missed both ruckmen. Breaking through the contest here with a bit of pace is Withers for Barney. Feeds the ball back inboard. Now the ball's in a bit of a dispute. Tackle applied, and Anson's just been everywhere today for Barney. Will ball the footy up on the edge of the square.
Let's have a look out there. McWilliams goes full for the Swans. They need one here, and Mark Doolan's taken the mark 40 out at the Lockhart's Gap Road end. So Mark Doolan, what a star this guy is. Of course, starred in their last flag win back in 23. Was super that day, and right now he's looking at the first major for the red and white. Usually so good on goal. In he comes, Mark. Geez, given that some. That's a beautiful kick. A sensational strike. We'll put that down as a Union Hotel goal of the day to Mark Doolan. The Swannies are away, Wink.
Yeah, he's done that a long time as Mark Doolan. But Scoot, Mick Williams did the same thing he did last week out of the ruck contest, just hacking it forward there.
Yeah, exactly where he left off last week, mate. In and under, got the ball and a clearance to himself.
Can't let Mark Doolan be front and centre, Scoot, as a defender. You've got to be in front of a player like Dools.
Yeah, and when it come out that quick, I guess the defender, yeah, you really need to be arm in arm. But no problems with Doolan's hamstring with the way he kicked that.
Certainly not. We're back in the middle. Umpires put the whistle away as McGee hacks it forward. Shallow entry here for the Swans. Johnson's been busy in defence of the Tigers, and he mops up nicely. This is Tom, the namesake of his new assistant coach next year. In the middle of the ground. Kick missed the intended target in Evans and holding the ball. Free kick going to go the way of the Swans here. Lappin plays on with pace, trying to find Jake Cooper. Centre wing on the scoreboard side with a well-weighted lob wedge down the line. Kick just wasn't on the right trajectory to try and find Quinn. And Barney survive a scare. Boundary throw in true centre wing on the far side. And the Tigers lead 3-1-19 to Chiltern, 1 straight 6 thanks to the Commercial Club.
Gus McLeod calling for Albury Wodonga MG at the Sandy Creek Reserve on the TDFL live stream. And good afternoon to you, wherever you may be tuned in this afternoon. Here's Vandermeer in front of Scammell. Matt Del Bosco also over there with Jake Cooper. And we'll have a boundary throwing. Rightio, Wink, what's your best, mate? Thanks to Mac Jack.
Brad Del Bosco yet to touch the football. Was averaging 26.5 disposals across the first 2 finals. Yet to have any impact on this game.
Jaden Vandermeer goes forward here. Look at that from Mark, from Adam Pryor. A great outdoors mark of the day, 35 out. Scoot, that was sensational.
Yeah, and he was about 3 deep too, but just got the right trajectory of the ball and a beautiful clean mark.
Certainly. So he's on a bit tougher angle than Mark Doolan was moments ago. Gussie, what have you got for us?
I was just going to say, this range really tested Adam Pryor last week. Let's see if he's got the legs.
Okay, so this would be a real booster shot of confidence for Adam. Oh, gee, he hasn't struck that at all well. That threw for 1 minor score. Wink, that didn't look pretty.
No, certainly not adds his best kick over his time, I don't think, Lukey.
We'll go boundary side to Scooter for JJ's Waste. Looks like Muddy's just trying to inspire a few of his troops like Declan Rocco.
Yeah, Declan Rocco with the second week of the peroxide hair, ready to come on.
Dangerous ball from full back. Well, it shouldn't have been dangerous, but Barney survived a scare. Del Bosco, the captain in the goal square, is going to have to pump it long down the line. Sitting in the hole here is Gould. Read it nicely, but couldn't quite hang on to the mark. Barney, hack it forward. Bodie Hibberson, he's tough. He feeds it back to Ben Mason, who sets sail inside 50. Big contest forms. Free kick, Chiltern. You can find 2 or 3 infringements there, Scooter, and it's going to be a free kick too. Kyle McGee, 35, 40 metres out, directly in front.
Don't know whether it was a push in the back to Kyle or front on contact to another. There's Mitch Hemming in there as well. So, yeah, there were a number of free kicks, but Geezer's got it, about 45 out.
Yeah, perfect decision from Warwick Henderson. He just pulled McGee down out of the marking contest there, Scoot.
Well spotted by Luke Francis. So here's McGee, looking to kick 2 in a row for the Swans and to bring the margin back to 1 goal. It's across the face for a minor score. So Chiltern, they move to 1-2-8. Barney, 3-1-19 on the Commercial Club scoreboard. And Del Bosco's got the kicking duties at fullback. What are his Mac Jacks like now, David?
He's only had the one, Gussie, so really want to get his hands on the footy. He's such a good user of the ball.
Yeah, goal kicking in finals, hey? Gee, misses can come back to haunt you. As they come out through Del Bosco, Luff went up, went through his hands. There's Brad Hibberson, his kick got smothered. Scammell goes in. Brad Hibberson off the deck again. Overrunning it, Clark Stanek. Sammy Johnson tried to get it out, very tight. And the ball's going to be held up there and we'll have a stoppage. So on the arc of the 50 at the Gap Road end, so we've gone just over 15 thanks to Jappo Donks. Scored 19 playing 8. Tigers up. Barnawartha over the Chiltern Swans. Mick Williams down low. He's Gould. Sam Johnson takes him down.
Got a whistle here. And it's the non-officiating umpire, Luke, found a free kick to Chiltern.
In goes Gould into the pocket. Del Bosco, well done. And Brad holds up and he takes the mark in the back pocket.
Couldn't tell you what that free kick was for. As Del Bosco goes short, I tell you what, the footy must be slippery today. Farwell to Pritchard, Barney under the pump. Now Farwell on the Mac Jack shed stats. Sends it out wide and he finds a mark. Tell you what, a lot of fumbling early days, particularly from Barney coming out of D50, Scoot.
Yeah, I think they're just a little bit of pressure from Chiltern. They've got some great forward 50 pressure, the Swans.
They're going to try and switch once again as Del Bosco marks on the goal line, chipping over the top, finds the intended target in Lockie Walker, who's marked in the back pocket. He's going to give it back to Del Bosco, and they really want to run it out of D50. Down the line, the big Moose Quinn. Goes via hand. This is better from Barney. Del Bosco over the top. Breaking away here is Withers. Down the line goes his kick. Nice mark from Shannon. It's a great outdoors mark of the day, and Will Shannon intercepts for the Swans.
Certainly was. To Gould. Here goes Ben, so they want to aim it towards half forward, over the top of McGee. Doolan had a crack at it. Brad Del Bosco, gee, he's been busy. Pritchard missed Sammy Johnson with the hand pass. Doolan went with a sweeping one. McGee picks it up. Vandermeer goes in. Matt Del Bosco's going to go back. Went by Pryor. Walker wants the boundary line, and it's gone out in the pocket. We'll go down to you, Scoot, for JJ's waste.
Yeah, just some very hot footy on the wing here where Barney just needed to get it over the top and Jack Chesser was a couple of metres in front of his defender, but a good chop off by Shannon.
Yeah, there's a kick being awarded to Pryor here, Scoot. I don't know if you picked that up.
No.
I had my head down looking at my notes, so that's interesting. So Adam Pryor's going to have a second crack at this. So he's hard up against the boundary line, over in the pocket on the far side at the Gat Road end. This is about as difficult as kicks get at the Sandy Creek Reserve. He's gone with the left foot and he's missed. He's missed. So 19 plays 9. 19 plays 9. The Tigers up over the Swannies on the Commercial Club scoreboard.
There's 7 inside 50s to 4, and the Swans have really wrestled momentum back in this contest.
We saw how fatal it was for Thaguna last week against Chiltern when they kicked a stack of behinds in the opening term, and that separated the two sides for the whole day. Chiltern have kicked 1-3, Barney have kicked 3-1. Turnover at half back. Barney have to be clean here. Johnson, high free kick. High free kick. It's going to go the way of Barnawartha at centre half back, and this next kick here is something they're going to have to improve as the day goes on. But take nothing away from Chiltern's pressure as Sam Johnson kicks long out wide off the chest of Moose Quinn. If it was a bintang, he would have inhaled it. McWilliams on the non-preferred, up to half forward. Contest here for Pryor. Picked up by Del Bosco, swung around and hacked forward by the Swans. Head over the football. Could be in the back here, or it might be a high. It's going to go the way of Brooks nonetheless, and he centres the ball. Dangerous kick, trying to find Hibberson. Free kick. It's a free kick for late contact, Scoot, and the coach is within range.
Yeah, a bit of a coach killer there. Hibberson had dropped the mark and on the way down, Barney Blokes hit him over the shoulder.
We backing Brad in for the legs here, David?
Yeah, I reckon he'll put this one. Distance won't be an issue, Gussie, whether he can put it through the big sticks or not.
So it's going to be the coach who's played 17 games and kicked 33 goals in 2025, and the coach really needs to stand up here for the Swans to bring it back to 4 points. Kicking from 45, Hibberson starts it out to the right and it stays out there. It's another minor score. We'll go boundary side to Scooter Fraser. Mark Doolan's getting some attention on his wrist for JJ's waist.
He certainly is. Just come to the bench. Could have been in that last marking contest up on the forward flank.
Opening term, so who will it be to face the Kiwi Sandy Creek Hawks in next Saturday's TDFL Grand Final? One spot up for grabs. Here's Brad Del Bosco. How many now, Wink?
He's had 8 after that one, Lukey.
Now, I understand that was a kick out from fullback, but by gee, he's been busy. Goes by Carter. He's got to go back again. Lappin was facing him. Anson out the back, uses his body up against Lapp. Tom Anson has kicked a goal. He's got it through, Tommy. So the Tigers get another 25 plays 10 on the Commercial Club scoreboard. So the Swans had so much time in their forward 50 there, Scoot, and they couldn't capitalise. Straight back up the other end, and the Tigers get one.
Yeah, mate, when Doolan kicked the goal at the 11-minute and 25-second mark, they've had points to Pryor, McGee, Pryor again, and Hibberson. So 4 scoring shots in that time, and Barney get back.
Just to highlight what Scoot's just said there, Barney had the first 4 inside 50s of the game. Chiltern now have 8, Barney have 5, but are 3 goals in front.
25-10, so it's a 15-point buffer here to Barney. Chiltern would love to get 1, if not 2, before the first break. We're back in the middle, 25 plays 10 at the 21st minute mark, and breaking away here is Jones with a mongrel punt for the Swans inside 50. Pryor, did he get a good enough piece? Umpire said no, and he's holding his leg. Or maybe he's just checking it's still attached. He looked a little bit proppy there, Adzi Pryor, but he's moving away okay. Great clearance there from the Swans. They're at the top of the square. Up goes the Sherrin. Pinballs around at the back. Brooks is putting on some pressure. Barney exit. The ball going to sit nicely here for Cooper. Breaks away. Check side kick to the top of the square. Pryor's there. Bounces towards the goal line. But Walker sees it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in for the Barney Tigers. We'll bring it back into play on the behind post. 21 minutes gone here for Jappo Donks. Luke Francis for Orbit on MG.
Yeah, Gussie, so it's so important that the Swans try and put or transfer this forward entry into points. Here's Mick Williams, got shoved off the ball. Quinn, that's Ned, gets it out the back. Brad Del Bosco, how many now, Wink?
That's number 9 for Brad.
Thanks to Mac Jack. Here's Shannon on the outside. Spence after him. Ball out of bounds right of centre wing. So we're gone 22 now for Jappo Donks in this opening term. Again, weather absolutely brilliant. 18 degrees we've got at the moment, although it feels probably a touch warmer than that, Scoot.
Yeah, it's beautiful down here at boundary level, boys. And speaking of Brad Del Bosco, I think it was about the 8-9 minute mark. Winky said he hadn't had a touch, so he might be listening and wanted to turn that around.
He's playing with an earpiece, perhaps. Got a stoppage, and it spills out now for Barney. They go inside 50. Breaking away is Wilding. Got taken high. Umpire said play on. He finds a snap on the right boot. Top of the square. Mason, the co-captain. Got a good bounce and just saw it across for a minor score. They play on quickly, and they get the ball into the hands of Gleeson as the scoreboard moves to 4-2-26 to 1-4-10 for the Commercial Club. Sorensen on the second bite of the cherry marks on the junction of the 50 and the boundary line, and he kicks long down the line. Dangerous ball. It's in dispute. Need to find a bit of an option here, do Barney, but Chiltern mop up. They come inboard, trying to find a target. Jones is all alone, and the Swans are attacking the corridor.
And over the top he goes to Brad Hibberson. The Swans away, and he ducks around. Gets by Whiffen in forward. Look at that to Mick Williams. Terrific football from Brad Hibberson. And right now, Scoot, they have to kick this goal.
Yeah, this is a must goal. We've got probably about 2 or 3 minutes from quarter time. A must-need goal. Probably just on McWilliams' distance too.
Now, Wink, you tell me that Mick's a bouncer or been a bouncer.
Yes,
He's kicked me out of many a nightclubs.
Has he, Gussie?
You and I both, Angus.
Probably at the same time.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's have a look. Michael McWilliams. He'll strike it from about 48. In fact, he's strolling into 45. He puts it up, that one again to the right. So they miss another. So 1-5-11. 1-5-11 they trail the Barnawartha Tigers 4-2-26. That's thanks to the Commercial Club. Great sponsors on our TDFL live stream.
We'll go boundary side. Scooter Fraser for JJ's waist.
You don't want to look at those 5 points later in the game when it's either close or out of reach, do you, boys?
And their DNA, Chiltern, is starting strong and putting on leads. When they've led at quarter time this year, they've only lost twice. So they're going to have to try and work their way back to this one. They trail 26-11, but the game's not without reach. Barney, they want to kick in towards the corridor. Johnson got a bad bounce, spills out the back. Mason shows some poise, the co-captain. Back to Shannon, who just puts a dinky one down the line. Big contest. Del Bosco, in fact, it was Walker, got there late. Now it goes inside 50 for the Swans. Top of the goal square, Brooks just couldn't quite get there. Another minor score for Chiltern. And Del Bosco's going to play on quickly, bring it out to our broadcast side, and he's got Anson in a bit of space.
Yeah, so Anson's moved up the ground now. Of course, started forward. He's got 1 goal on the board. Tigers up 26-12. Thanks to the Commercial Club. He's trying to get around Gould. Went to Rocco, back to Anson. Oh, gee, right up against the boundary line. And it's now knocked out of bounds. So we will have a stoppage. So it's left of centre wing on the broadcast side. Swannies and the Tigers, hey? 2 proud clubs in a ding-dong duel in the prelim final on a Saturday afternoon. Boundary umpire sends it back in. McGee and also Carter. Jones couldn't pick it up. There's Gould getting it out. Look at this. Hibberson's away. Now he's looking for Brooks. Ashton, he's got it. That's wonderful footy from the stoppage. Scoot?
Yeah, great movement, and Brooks takes the ball at its peak. No one was going to get near him then. Beautiful mark.
A great outdoors mark of the day. So we know how talented Ashton Brooks is. Spent some time at the Wodonga Bulldogs last year and back in a Swannies Guernsey. One of their favourite sons, Ashton, has put it through. You can rely on him, and 26 plays 18 in the prelim. The Tigers up thanks to the Commercial Club.
David Wink on the Mac Jack Shed stats.
Yeah, Brad Del Bosco up to the 10. A couple of kick-ins and a couple of 1-2 switches has really boosted his numbers. And then for the Chiltern Swans, Brad Hibberson leads the way with 8 touches.
Of course, Ashton Brooks kicking his 21st goal of the year, Scooter, and he's a real live wire. He's a different forward option. He's small, he's nimble, but he shows he's got good hands too.
Yeah, I think he's that the lead up that Doolan and Pryor, just that little bit slower these days, so Ashton can get up and get amongst it.
Margin back to 8 here for the Commercial Club. Hope you've enjoyed the first term of the prelim final for Elders. In towards the corridor go the Chiltern Swans. Big contest forms. McWilliams sits there front and centre. Underground handball missed Cooper. Hacked forward by the Swans here. Tracking it backwards. Well done with a pick up there from Scammell. Feeds it backwards to Walker, who comes long down the line. Got an awkward bounce as it comes in board. Withers. In fact, it was Isaac Evans who sees it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. So 27 minutes have passed here on the Jappo Dogs time clock. We're deep into time on, and Chiltern really need to stand up here. They'd love one more before the break, but equally they can't afford Barney to get another one.
Yeah, you're right about that, Gussie. Wink, are we taking marks inside 50?
Yeah, so 4 inside 50 marks for Chiltern and 3 for Barnawartha.
Good work, thanks to Mac Jack. So left of centre wing, broadcast side, Brad Hibberson. Oh, geez, a captain, isn't he? And a coach.
Well, he's not the captain, he's the coach.
That'll do. McWilliams. Some kind of leadership role anyway. McGee's taking the mark.
He's important, Lukey.
He certainly is. So they've just worked their way back into the quarter. Scoot, impressive.
Yeah, and just before that boundary throw in and then that ball up, boys, Moose Quinn went on and went to full forward, which left Lockie Walker in the ruck. So big mismatch. McWilliams again gets his own tap and clearance.
Kicked 14 for the year, Kyle McGee.
So the Tigers with 4 on the board. This for the Swannies' third. Kyle McGee, oh, is it gone right? It started right, and it's going to stay there. Another behind, so 2-7. 2-7 they've kicked. So that makes it 26 playing 19. Tigers up on the Commercial Club scoreboard. What's your best, Wink?
13 inside 50s for 2 goals, 7. Not the start the Chiltern Swans would have liked.
Second behind of the day for Kyle McGee as Barney bringing in from fullback yet once again. Long down the line and whiffing. Marks on the quarter time siren here at the MCG of the Bush on preliminary final day. Barney, they lead at the first break. 4-2-26 to Chiltern 2-7-19. Hopefully you enjoyed the first term thanks to Elders Rural. Stick with us here on TDFL Live. A big second term coming your way on the other side of the break. For our broadcast partners, Wade Smith Plumbing and NZ Albury, the TDFL Finals, where you won't miss a thing.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Chanty, 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 Chanty.
Chanty, that's the name to remember. Chanty Holdings are the pros for all the muckiest jobs. For cleaning and servicing septic tanks, treatment plants and grease traps, winery and trade waste, even cleaning car and truck washers. They've been doing it for over 50 years. From Albury to Beechworth, Corryong to Corowa, Wodonga to Yarrawonga, Wangaratta to Henty, and everywhere in between. When it comes to liquid waste, call Chanty.
Chanty, Chanty, Chanty.
Call 1-800-CHANTY.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla! For a local.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Finer Embroidery is in the fabric of our community. Any logo on anything so your business can proudly present themselves well. Embroidery that adds that personal touch that doesn't break the bank. Join the Finer Embroidery community today. Proudly supporting the TDFL.
The possibilities are endless with Peter Bowen Homes because we build it for you. Open the door to your new home with Peter Bowen Homes.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla! For a local.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Welcome back to the MCG of the Bush here at quarter time. It's the Barney Tigers leading 4-2-26 to an inaccurate Chiltern 2-7-19. Gus McLeod, David Wink, Luke Francis and Scooter Fraser are boundary side. Your TDFL live call team. David Wink, who was the Wade Smith Plumbing quarter's best?
Well, I thought Brad Del Bosco's 11 touches, probably he's the one leading the way on the stat sheet. Probably not as influential. I thought Oscar Wilding looked really dangerous every time the ball went inside Barney's forward 50. And then for Chiltern, Brad Heberson just gets it done every single time he steps foot on the field.
We'll go boundary side. Scooter Fraser for JJ's waste. I've lost you amongst a sea of people, Scooter, but I hope you can hear us down there, brother. No, you can't hear us.
Scoot.
We've lost him.
Just listening to the last bit of Muddy. I got over to the Chiltern huddle at the very start. Mark Doolan was the most vocal, talking about 2 goals, 7, which meant we've got the ball on our terms the most, but we just haven't capitalised. And he said, for those that missed, you've got a chance to make up for it. And then over with Muddy. Very peculiar interest in Brad Hiberson, and mentioned that they've watched the replay that many times. You should know what Brad Hiberson does at the centre bounces, so he's using our lovely product of the live stream to his advantage. Basically saying that they did have moments in that quarter where they could get the ball going forward and they really capitalised. So.
Scoot, do you agree with the sentiments of Brad Hiberson? They probably should be a little bit closer to what they are, the Tigers are, than what they are?
Yeah, well, bad kicking's bad footy, isn't it? And if they can straighten up in front of goal, they're certainly in with a chance.
Plenty of fans are coming onto the venue at the break, and that is going to mean we're going to be a little bit delayed with our start here today, Scoot, but it means we've got a good house, or a good crowd in the house, I should say, at the MCG of the Bush.
Lots of people at both huddles and around the ground, boys. It's great to see country footy at its best.
Certainly is. That's the voice boundary side of our man, Scotty Scooter Fraser for JJ's Waste and Recycling. David Wink on the Mac Jack Shed stats. What's your best in the first term?
Well, the double inside 50s to Chiltern, 13-6.
Here we go for McGregor Machinery. Luke Francis to get started the second term between Barney and Chiltern.
Let's have a look, Gussie. So McWilliams and Quinn again. Bodie Hiberson, nice work. Got it off to Jaden Vandermeer, and he just launches it forward for the Swannies. Good, strong contest. McGee at the front up against Walker, the two respective 18s. Ball comes out of the pack. Oh, gee. Yeah, high. So there's been a free kick given away. It's going to Pryor, and he'll have a shot from probably 45 out at the Pony Club end, Scoot.
Yeah, definite free kick. A little bit of a duck, but Pryor actually limping on that right ankle again that Gus pointed out down the other end in the first quarter when he landed.
Yeah, heavily. You're right, Scoot. So if you missed the start of the prelim final, the Tigers, with the first 3 goals, here goes Adam Pryor, and he just pops it up. He's got some air in it. Won't make the distance down in the goal square, and Moose Quinn thumps it through for 1 minor score. So 26 plays 20. 26 plays 20. The Tigers up thanks to Inspirations Paint, and Adam Pryor isn't 100% at all, Gus McLeod.
No, we'll get David and Scoot to keep tabs on that. It's his second behind. We know that he doesn't have an enormous kick of the ball anymore in the twilight of his career, but he is moving a little bit proppy, and I wouldn't be surprised if he comes for a spell. Head over the football there is Hiberson. He actually kicked it the wrong way, running with his momentum, threw himself at the contest. Now a tackle's applied by Wall, and will ball the football up.
Yeah, the coach is throwing himself at the ball, isn't he, mate? That was a big dive. Put his body on the line.
Hiberson, we are keeping his numbers on the Mac Jack Sheds. We'll put that one down for a stat, even though it went the wrong way, David. Clever work from Farwell onto the big Moose, inside 50, and good hands. Strong mark out in front from Jack Chesser, and he'll go back and have a set shot for the Tigers for JJ's Waste and Recycling Scooter. Well within range. He'll kick from 38, 39 on the slightest of angles.
Just good strength, flat-footed, and just put his butt out at the end and got the arms up. Very strong mark.
So, ball is in the hands of Jack Chesser, who's had a strong year with 49 goals in 2025. To the Lockhart's Gap Road, and Chesser kicks Barney's 5th. Dream start to the second term for the Barnawartha Football Club, and they extend the margin here on TDFL Live out to 32 to plays 20, and it's a 12-point buffer.
Yeah, and it continues on from the first quarter where every time Barney has gone inside forward 50, they've either scored a goal or behind so far in this game. 7 entries for the game, 7 scoring opportunities.
So the TW Sharon making its way back to the middle. Umpire Warwick Henderson to come in again. He mentioned last week he's now umpired close to 700 games. Such a well-respected official down on the border. Here we go. McWilliams and Quinn going in. Well done by McWilliams. Try to get it to Hibberson. Here's Bodie. And then crashing through was Vandermeer, taken down by Carter. So Jaden, he might send it in again. Yes, he does. Low driving one, wanting McGee. Walker missed it. Ashton Brooks tries to break away. Or Jones. Here's Tommy Johnson. Gets a hand pass out. Clark Stanek. Here he goes, Andre. On the right foot, no left. Bodie Hibberson, short ball. That didn't go the required distance to Brad Hibberson. Back to Bodie. That ball was touched. Going in low. So they're going to have to play on here for Tigers. They do so. Lappin sits out the back and takes the mark. So they can reload and go again. Now here's Daly. This is Luke. He's got Mason circling around the back. Now Luke Daly, 65 out. Gee, that's a great kick. Picking up Kyle McGee. That was sensational, Scoot.
Beautiful space made by McGee to go up the centre to start with, and then probably knew Daly. They must have just known how they're going to set that up. Daly bided his time, and then beautiful lead by McGee.
Really clever leading too from Doolan and Pryor. They went wide to create space inside 50 for guys like McGee to attack the footy.
This man has to have a big afternoon if the Swans are to play their way through to another grand final. Oh, is it marked on the line? I think it will be. What's the umpire going to say? It's all clear. It's a goal. Listen to the Chiltern crowd below us. So 32 plays 26. A great goal from Kyle McGee. And we'll put that down as a Union Hotel goal of the day, Wick.
It certainly was. And they're up to 3 inside 50s already in this quarter. Only the 2 intercept marks for Chiltern so far this game. Finn Lappin there, that's a big, strong part of his game.
Boys,
in the game.
Sorry, Winky. Looks
right.
like Pryor has succumbed to that ankle injury to the right ankle. He's come to the bench and is in a fair bit of pain.
I'd say it's a lot of discomfort,
knee as
Scooty.
well,
He jogged off. Looks like Bodie Hibberson's going to use the urinal. He's okay, but Adam Pryor, I'd say he's proppy, or would you say he's in a bit more pain, Scoot?
He's in a fair bit of pain, and they're looking at his knee.
Play on from inside 50. Inside 50 go the Tigers from the centre stoppage, I should say. Evans, dispossessed, free kick to Chiltern. And Lappin is going to be the recipient. He wants to play on quickly. He's got Luff across half-back. The ruckman turned key defender. Kicking long down the line. Stayed just in. No, it didn't. Out of bounds on the full. It struck the inside of the boot. It's going to be a free kick here to Barney. Right in front of our broadcast position. Playing on is Del Bosco. Matt up the centre half forward for Barney. Good contest formed. Getting a fist was Daly. McWilliams, handballs out wide. He finds some grass. Nice work from Gould. He retreats to Mason. Mason for the Swans, kicking down the line. Searching lead comes from McGee. Sits nicely for him. Now he handballs backwards. Mason once again. 1-2 miss Cooper. Cooper back to Mason. The Swans are under the pump. They look for the boundary line.
Holding the man.
Holding the man. It's going to be a free kick to Cooper. Well spotted, Scooter.
Tigers up by 6 points thanks to Inspirations Paint. So go down the line. Oh, good mark. So here's Del Bosco again. Brad to Quinn in the heart of the Sandy Creek Reserve. Oh, misses O'Connor. So Lappin has a chance. Oh, he fumbled. Back to O'Connor. So he thumps it in to the Gap Road end. Now Gleason's got to go back. It's a 2-on-1. Dion, he's got no help. And the ball's gone out of bounds. Gee, he was lucky. He needed the chalk scoot and he got it.
Just called out of bounds by the boundary umpire because the kick went straight into the lap of Josh Spence, who pretty much could have run into an open goal from 40 out.
You're right about that. Boundary umpire, young man in green, sends it back in. It's a flat throw in. Lappin, Anson's got him, so too Spence. Taken down 35 out, directly in front at the Gap Road end. We'll go to David Wink for the Mac Jack stats.
Barney seemed to have control here. 3 inside 50s to 3. A couple of them coming in the last couple of minutes.
Up goes the ball. Clever hands in traffic. Johnson, open goal. Barney at their best.
Giving it a point.
Oh, he's missed. Scooter Fraser, that's controversy. All the Barney
Umpire's
boys, including All the Barney boys, including Sam Johnson, were adamant that was a Union Hotel goal of the day. And the goal umpire is going to overturn it with a minor score. Well, he's got the best position out of all of us, and it's a minor score. So just repeating, the goal will not stand, and it's a behind for Barney. And Chiltern bring it out from full back. The scoreboard will be adjusted, 33 plays 26.
Gee, it must have been so close. I reckon that looked like a goal from here, but I mean, we're probably a good 200 metres away. Here's O'Connor, Matt Del Bosco to Anson. Now, this guy just keeps a cool head every time he gets it, and he thumps it in there. Oh, look at that for a mark. Chess has taken an absolute cracker. A great outdoors mark of the day. A screamer from Jack.
That's hurt Gleeson too, boys.
Didn't he get up?
Probably got 2 sets of stud marks in his back.
Jack Chesser launching into the clouds. How about that one, David
The
Wink?
umpire's waiting for Gleeson.
He might be checking for blood. Is he, Scoot?
No, must be a Nick Dacos thing. Wait till he's ready to go.
Wow. Jack Chesser, the Jack in the box. So he's 60 out. Can he finish it off with a goal? It'd be an enormous play. My goodness, he's got onto it. It's going. Oh, it's right. It's through for one by to score. Wow, so 34 plays 26 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Tigers up.
David Wing for Mac Jack Sheds.
No one really jumping off the sheet yet, Gussie.
The ball sits in the back line. Hemming. He plays on. Little short ball here. Finds its way to Jones. And Jones is going to kick towards the scoreboard. Long raking ball. Cooper's got a lot of work to do. Chiltern need the boundary line here because Barney got out numbers. Sits nicely at the back of the contest for Clark Stanek. Handballs to Del Bosco. Put him under a bit of pressure. Now Walker retreats to Pritchett. Wants to switch as far as he can. In fact, the kick wasn't from Pritchett. It finds its way to Matt Del Bosco. Kicking over the top. Getting a bad bounce was a late inclusion in O'Connor. He handballs over the top. Sits nicely now. Now they feed the ball backwards. The 1-2 from Spence. Is that a free kick, Scoot?
It
Surely.
will be downfield. Oh.
Oh, gee, that was as blatant as you like. Should be the free kick to Barney. Nonetheless, the Swans have it at centre-half back.
Yeah, so after Connor Whiffen kicked the ball, he was taken down. Umpire elected not to pay it. Half back for the Swannies. And they come this way. Sorensen just held up, had to hold his nerve, and did that in front of Matt Del Bosco. Josh Spence mans the mark now. So here goes Corey Sorensen. He wants a corridor. He's going to get Jake Cooper. That was a daring kick, but it came off. Jake wants to come broadcast side. Ashton Brooks, how did he get that free? He's 60 out, Ashton. Now he's going to play on here. Sorensen's going to shepherd for him. Ashton Brooks. Oh, it's hit the post. It would have been one of the great goals of a TDFL final series, but it's hit the woodwork. How about that?
I'll tell you what, just when you want the goalpost to be a little bit smaller, we might have found a bit of wiggle room from the men in green. A minor score, 3-9-27. The Chiltern Swans to Barney 5-4-34. Thanks to Inspirations Paint. Dangerous kick in from fullback. The Swans are inside 50 once again. Handballing over the top, trying to find Hemming. He looks a little bit proppy. Handball in towards Anson, breaking away for the Tigers. He feeds it out wide. Fumbling at the crucial moment there was Trujillo. Kicks out of defensive 50, but it wasn't his best off the boot. Evans, Wilding, long way from home. Jones is there for the Swans. Handball missed his hand. In a bit of a pinballing situation here. McWilliams appealing for a free kick and will ball the footy up 60 metres out from goal. So take your breath. 34 plays 27 for Inspirations Paint. Barney lead the Swans after 12 minutes.
Gus McLeod, the social media sensation, calling for Ori Wodonga MG. We've got Scott Scooter Fraser, the Yak Games record holder, boundary side, and David Wink, one of the most popular men ever to stroll down Dean Street, is with us also on the Mac Jack Stats.
And a big commiserations to you, Luke. We know you're a very sad man after Sweetheart's closure.
Yeah, I'm still getting over it, Gussie. Thanks to Brett. Another hanger. Oh, gee, nearly. Look at Walker. Look at him go. How athletic is he? By Johnson. Brooks knew he went in. Tommy Johnson goes again. Now, with
trouble. That's a throw.
Gee, this game's gone up a notch now. Here goes Jake Cooper. Pritchard got a hand to that. Ball up and down in the one spot. Rocco handballs out. Ball at bootlace level. And the umpire is going to take it. 35 out from the Pony Club end.
Scoot, look looks like Dion Gleeson's in the hands of the trainers on the Chiltern bench too after that hanger Jack Chester took on him too.
And we're yet to see Doolan return. Mick Williams breaks away. Big Micker on the left. Out of bounds on the full. Boundary side, Scooter Fraser, JJ's waist.
Yeah, I think he's just got a few scratches on his back by look at he's taken his jumper off, and they might have the Vass out, just clearing up a few little stop marks.
Have we seen anything from Dools? From Adam Pryor?
Still on the bench, mate.
Watch this space. I reckon they'll assess him at half-time as Jazz Farwell, the two-time Barton medalist, rakes it long down the wing. Sitting in the hole was Mick Williams. Evans tracks it towards the boundary line, and it's out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Barney lead here at the halfway point of the second term, 5-4-34 to Chiltern 3-9-27. Thanks to McGregor Machinery. We'll get a Mac Jack Shed stats update with David Wink. What's your best, David?
Tommy Johnson up to 5 disposals in this quarter, 9 for the match, and Tommy Hansen the same.
The Tigers with a 7-point lead. Quinn hooks it around his body. He did well to keep that in play. It has been turned over, though. Luke Daly with it. Now they want the centre. He wants Bodie Hibberson. Marks it. So what can the Swannies put forward from here? Straight up the guts. Look at this. Nice work from Brad Del Bosco. He's been everywhere. How many now, Wing?
This will be number 14.
On the Mac Jack stats. Picks off Anson. In the centre square, just favouring the Pony Club end. And he's on the move, Tom. And he wants to go with a low driving kick. Mason playing in front of Wilding. Daly gets it back to Luff. Nice work from Gould just to get it on the boot. 2-on-1 back here. Ball comes to the ground. Well, Bodie Hibberson tried to go off the deck. Brad Del Bosco, nice work to Scammell. Now it's reflected. Jones is away. Now who's he got on?
Snuck on?
He's gone for Brooks. Doolan's got it. Mark Doolan has taken a mark. 25 out directly in front.
Scooter Fraser.
Just as that happened, Adam Price came off the bench for McWilliams, and the ball went straight to Doolan, but Pryor was by himself inside 50. As Gleeson comes back on, I did see him with his jumper off, boys. No scratches on the back, just a very sore shoulder and some nice stickers on the front.
He usually eats these, Mark Doolan. This to cut it to 1, and he's missed it. Yeah, he's missed it. So 1 minus score for the Swannies.
They are all right. 7 inside 50s this term to Chiltern. Only 5 for Barney, but you can't help but feel Chiltern, this could come back to haunt them, Gussie.
3 goals, 10. The Chiltern Swans to 5-4-34. The Barney Tigers. The Swans have been dominant, and they're going to get it inside 50 once again. So it's a poor kick in from full back. Ball's going to be in the hands of Sorensen. Vandermeer's on the lead. Umpire says you're going to have to come back and come in line with your man on the mark. So a full bill of health on the bench at least anyway for the Swans as Pryor's back on the field, as is Dion Gleeson. And it's going to be Sorensen with the kick-in duties from the out-of-bounds on the full. He plays into the pocket. Nice lead and a nice mark from Quinn. Now, Ned Quinn, he doesn't look confident, so he's going to chip the ball to a 4-on-1. And, of course, the 4 prevail when he got the big Moose, who kicks dangerously and turned over to Luke Daly. A poor kick, equally matched by another poor kick, and the former Albury Tigers star. This will take his absolute best,
Brooks
Scooter Fraser.
Lurking.
What do you reckon, David?
Wants to have the shot.
You've seen plenty of Luke Daly in your time. You're backing him in, the veteran.
He looks confident in the distance at least. He's gone back off his mark, and we'll see if he can put it through.
He started his career at the Albury Sports Ground as a prominent small forward. Now he's a defender in the latter part of his career. How desperately the Swans need Luke Daly! Form is temporary, class is permanent. Luke Daly kicks a much-needed goal for the Chiltern Swans. And on the McGregor Machinery scoreboard, scores a level at the MCG of the Bush.
Like you said, Gussie, class is permanent. He looked confident as soon as he took that mark for the intercept kick. He looked like he was going to go back and put that one through.
Yeah, and going around the grounds for
NZ Albury.
NZ Albury, yeah, and just having a look at Norman's Oval, and it is the Wang Rovers at the moment, 5-8-38, letting the Myrtleford Alpine Saints 2-7-19. That one, of course, being played at Norman's. The winner to advance to the Owen Grand Final for 25. Okay, left of the centre. Let's have a look. Gee, we've got a great prelim on our hands now. So it's all locked up the Ledger Square. Umpire Warwick Henderson. Here goes Quinn. Got rid of McGee. And he turns around Moose and he sends it forward. Mason got one hand to it. Up against Evans. Goes again. Mason. Now Lappin squeezes it out to Sorensen. Spence after him. Ball over the boundary line. 60. Oh, hello. Sorensen and Spence just having some words. Nothing much.
Just saying hello.
Yeah,
look.
that's it, Gussie. That's it. You got to. What do you got, Wink? What's your best there, mate?
Yeah, they're
Come
just
on,
saying,
Wink.
saying hello. Tommy Johnson, he's up to the 6 disposals for Barney in this second term.
Boundary throw in. Breaking away are the Swans. Luff's kick was smothered off the boot. Trouble here as Ben Mason intervenes. Breaking away is McGee, who just pumps it. A torpedo punt down the line for the Swans. But the Tigers have numbers everywhere. Pritchard head over the footy. Doolan did well. Good battle between the two big boys. But it's a holding the ball. Well, I'm just as surprised as the Barney crew. And Doolan's going to centre it. Dangerously turned over. Intercepted there by Withers. And it's a part of Chiltern's game they're going to need to address.
Off to Brad Del Bosco, and he goes with a drop punt, 25 to 30 metres down the line, trying to find Wilding. Ball bounces, and it goes across the chalk. So the prelim final played at the Sandy Creek Reserve. And what a venue it is. In perfect conditions. No excuse for either team this afternoon as they try and take that next step towards a flag in 2025. Mason brought down heavily by Quinn. And again, another stoppage. So this time 60 out from the Gap Road end. The umpire trying to sort out the stoppage. He wants nominations. It will be Quinn and McGee. Kyle up against Seamus. Oh, McGee got up very high. Chesser, look at him trying to barge through.
Got a whistle.
Yeah, he took the tackler on, so the Swans will get it through Kyle McGee.
Clever from Barney. They got away with a 50 there, in my opinion, Scoot, because they just kicked it long and got away with a bit of time. They'll set up behind the play.
Yeah, a bit of a professional foul there.
So Chiltern, they go long down the broadcast signed wing, or short enough, in fact, to Quinn. Scores a level, 5-4 plays, 4-10. But it's 34 apiece. Down the line go the Swans via Quinn. Doolan needs a good bounce. Handballing to Bodie Hibberson. Sits nicely for the veteran. Inboard to the co-captain in Hemming. Dispossessed. Pritchard's under the pump. Well done, Sorensen. Big driving tackle there from Hemming. He got right into Scammell. And he followed up with a bit of argy-bargy as well. We'll ball the footy up. 50 metres from Swans goal, and there's no love lost between Barney and Chiltern on preliminary final day. Vandermeer on the left, grubber and kick inside 50. Contest was formed by Brooks. Nice work from Johnson. Handball, and we've got a whistle here.
Too high.
It's going to go Barney's way. Tom Johnson in the back pocket. Of course, not to be confused with former Bulldog Tom Johnson, who will be a Tiger in 2026. Young Tom and old Tom, I reckon they're going to have to roll with. So Barney have got it at full back. And they're going to kick long down the line. The Barney Tigers, high up and under our broadcast position. Walker flew high, got it down to Pritchard, who throws it on the boot. Long down the line. Well done, Lappin. Impacted the contest. Sits nicely for Daly. Daly's on the non-preferred. Raking ball to Sorensen.
Here goes Sorensen. Sakura just hacks it for the Swans. But Tommy Johnson sitting back there all on his own. And he takes the Sharon in to Truson, half back, and Chesser off to Walker. Here he goes, out wide, Lockie, to the half-full flank. That was a good kick, picking up Evans. And then Evans goes low. The kick wasn't great for Wilding. Gleeson with him. Ball's gone out of bounds. So we will have a boundary throw-in. 60 around from goal, Gap Road end. At the moment, 5-4-34. The Barnawartha Tigers, all square with Chiltern. 4-10. 4-10-34 the Swannies. That's on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. So in the second term, we're doing this one for McGregor Machinery. Let's have a look. Gould down low. Hibberson to Lappin to Mason. Now he's trying to work it out this way to Shannon. Let's see what he can do in front of Matt Del Bosco on that right boot. McGee's got to try and make this kick. That might have come off his shin. Touched.
His knee.
Yeah, out of bounds.
Scooter Fraser for JJ's waste. A few of Barney's A-graders ready to rock and roll off the pine.
Yeah, Farwell about to come on. Anson back on for Withers. Yeah, that ball just bounced off the knee of McGee, boys. Boundary umpire right on the spot.
Boundary throw in. It's going to be Mick Williams. And Moose Quinn at ground level. Falls the way of Whiffen for Barney. Throws it on the boot. Shannon got a fist, but it went backwards. Evans, handball's trying to find a teammate in Johnson, but Daly got there first. Now it's a big contest. Who can keep their feet? Johnson and Jones. And I reckon it's a free kick to Johnson here. Sam Johnson's going to get the free kick. Professional foul from Jones. Here comes the runner, Tom Johnson. Won't miss him with the bleached blonde hair. Inside 50 for Barnawartha. In the hole, Luff. Good strong mark from Luff. Great outdoors mark of the day, and he plays on quickly. Sorensen gets a good bounce on the non-preferred, chipping down the line and sliding in is Ben Gould.
Yeah, so scores have been locked together for the last few minutes as they go up the line. McGee front spot. Johnson, he's getting involved. Kyle, nice tap on. Ball at bootlace level. Kyle goes again. Just thumps it forward. McWilliams trying to get around Brad Del Bosco. Here's Sorensen going after it. Johnson corrals him. Ball out of bounds right of centre wing on the far side of the Sandy Creek Reserve.
Tommy Johnson, you said he's getting busy there. 9 stats for him in just this second term alone. He's having a real impact on this game across half-back for the Barney Tigers.
Scores a level after 23 minutes for Jappo Donks. 5-4 plays 4-10. Scores a level in the prelim. Farwell fed it back to Johnson. That's Tom with a raking right foot boot long down the line. Out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Lappin couldn't quite get there. We'll go to Scoot for JJ's waist. Adam Mundra is having a bit of a chat with Andre Clark-Stanek.
About to go on. He's waiting for that change to happen. I think Trujillo's coming off. Great meterage there by Johnson. That was a good 60, 65 metre gain. You just feel if Barney can get it clear kicks into their forwards, they can have a shot at goal.
The second term for McGregor Machinery. Breaking away from the contest are the Swans, and it's Brad Hibberson to centre half forward. McGee. No, well done, Walker. Great outdoors mark of the day. Went the fist, fell into his lap, and he takes another intercept mark for Barney. On to Del Bosco. Long down the line goes the captain, and Farwell's the target.
Here he goes, Jarrett. The big man tries to hook it back into the hands of Quinn. Sends it back outside to Jarrett. Gets back inside Vandermeer. Look at him dance. So nice. Over the top to Scammell. And then that was an ordinary kick rolling. O'Connor off his shins. He's got to go again. Left foot. He sends it towards goal. It's going. Was it touched by Gleeson? I don't think so. O'Connor's kicked the goal. How about that? That was a beauty from Jackson O'Connor. And the Tigers take a 6-point lead on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
Scooter Fraser for JJ's waist. What a finish.
Oh, it's those sort of blokes like Jackson O'Connor that Muddy just looks to, just to pop up in those moments, have that moment, just seize it, and he absolutely did. And Dion Gleeson just couldn't quite get back to the fall of the ball.
We saw 2 blokes get involved there that have been relatively held quiet in Jared Farwell and Moose Quinn starting to get involved. 5 touches for Farwell and 6 for Seamus Quinn in this second term alone.
Almost 26 gone here at the MCG of the Bush, and we've had 4 goals, 2 apiece in the second term. Barney lead by a straight kick. Mick Williams breaks it from the contest, pumps it inside 50 here for the Swans. Well done, Quinn, brought it front and centre. Needs some crummers here in red and white. Good tackle applied there by Hemming. Umpire said there was no prior. Play on's the call, and now we'll get a stoppage, 55 from goal. So goals here in the second term. Chesser, McGee, Daly and O'Connor, 2 apiece. Chiltern 4-10, Barney 6-4. For McGregor Machinery, inside 50, Brooks. Well done, Rocco. Sits nicely here, trying to break away is Gould. Driven into the ground by Rocco. We'll have a stoppage deep into attack for Chiltern.
The halftime show will be for the Shed Company. Scott Scooter Fraser, David Wink, Gus McLeod and Luke Francis with you on the TDFL live stream. Hibberson, Brad Hibberson is to the left, or the far side, and through for 1 minor score. So 2 behinds for Brad Gussie? Yeah. Here's Anson, fullback position. So this man rarely misses a yellow and black Guernsey. Good player. Here he goes, Tom. And he goes with a driving kick. Look at that. Looking for Sammy Johnson over the hands. Now Spencer's out the back and he just thumps it forward. So we've got a one-on-one race here between Wilding and also Dion Gleeson. Gleeson got a hand to it. Luke Daly working away low. Back to Gleeson. Smothered by Wilding. What a half of footy in the TDFL prelim for 25. End of a long break, Gussie.
Yeah, it's all thanks to Elders Albury and Wade Smith Plumbing and our friends at NZ in Albury. I tell you what, it's been a bumper first half in the preliminary final. It's a 6-point lead to the Barnawartha Tigers. The scoreboard might say 5. Nonetheless, I think it's a 5-point lead.
That's it, Gussie. I'm pretty sure that's it.
I'll tell you what, the scoreboard attendants are a little bit had a few beers. Online's telling us different. The scoreboard here is telling us something. Anyway,
You've got to have a mystery point in country footy, Gussie. It wouldn't be the same without it.
Scooter's telling me that the scoreboard's correct. 5-point lead to Barney at the main break here on TDFL Live for NZ Albury and Wade Smith Plumbing, where you won't miss a thing.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Duns Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Duns Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Duns Twin City Cranes.
Chanty, 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 chanty.
Chanty, that's the name to remember. Chanty Holdings are the pros for all the muckiest jobs. For cleaning and servicing septic tanks, treatment plants and grease traps, winery and trade waste, even cleaning car and truck washers. They've been doing it for over 50 years. From Albury to Beechworth, Corryong to Corowa, Wodonga to Yarrawonga, Wangaratta to Henty, and everywhere in between. When it comes to liquid waste, call Chanty.
Chanty, chanty, chanty.
Call 1-800-CHANTY.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla! For a local.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Duns Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Duns Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Duns Twin City Cranes.
Finer embroidery is in the fabric of our community. Any logo on anything so your business can proudly present themselves well. Embroidery that adds that personal touch that doesn't break the bank. Join the Finer embroidery community today. Proudly supporting the TDFL.
The possibilities are endless with Peter Bowen Homes because we build it for you. Open the door to your new home with Peter Bowen Homes.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla! For a local.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Duns Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Duns Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Duns Twin City Cranes.
5. And welcome back to the Sandy Creek Reserve, and it is the long break. The halftime show brought to you by the Shed Company. And what a game we've got on our hands in the prelim 425. At the moment, it is the Barnawartha Tigers 6-4-40, leading the Chiltern Swans by 5 points, 4-11-35. For the halftime show, Scott Scooter Fraser, the Yakandanda Football Club's games record holder, and David Wink has been sensational on the Mac Jack stats. Gentlemen, how have we seen the prelims so far? Scoot, we've got a wonderful game on our hands.
Hasn't it been great? And I think there's been a few times where both sides have stuffed up kicks either out of the back line or going forward. But that's only because of that forward pressure. Both sides have forward pressure that is just, it's lifted a notch. Obviously, it's a preliminary final. One side doesn't get any chance to go again next week. So I think it's been fantastic. And speaking of going forward, the highlight of that quarter, or that half, was that mark by Jack Chesser and climbing all over Dion Gleeson.
Wasn't it an absolute beauty? So we saw, as Scoot just said, Jack Chesser taking to the air on the back of Dion Gleeson. So on the half forward flank, if you like, or the arc of the 50 at the Gap Road end for the Tigers, and it was a super grab.
Yeah, it was certainly probably the highlight of that first half. He got up pretty high, did young Jack, and that's the sort of thing he can go. He's a real X-factor player, and they really missed him in the first final they played against Chiltern. Just giving him that other option for goal and that other avenue to goal. But he can certainly provide some highlights and go into the midfield as well.
Scooter, worrying signs right back at the start of the game with the Tigers kicking the first three, and we thought, oh, gee, the Swannies are on the back foot here and they might be in a bit of trouble early, but they responded and they worked their way back into it at the end of the first quarter. And, of course, as we know, close to half-time, the ledger was square at 34 apiece, and right now just a 5-point margin. So, by gee, it's been great to watch.
Yeah, I guess the period between the 14-minute mark and the 19-minute mark of that first quarter, where we had points to Pryor, McGee, Pryor again, and Hibberson. And then Barney hit back in the 20-minute mark with a goal to Anson. So four gettable goals by Chiltern, but unfortunately were points. And then McWilliams, another point. Yeah, I just sort of thought in that first quarter where Chiltern had a lot of the ball, and then Brooks finally kicked the goal for them, and then McGee finished off with another point. So I guess you'd say they're lucky to be within 5 points at this moment in the game, but certainly that goal by Daly lifted them to square the ledger.
Yeah, you're right about that. Scooter Fraser's been boundary side for JJ's Waste and Recycling, and some wonderful special comments from ground level. Right now, Wink, we'll go around and go right through the stats for the first half, thanks to Mac Jack, and take a look. Look, Brad Del Bosco, how busy has he been, Wink? My goodness. I know he's taking the kick-outs at fullback as well, but by gee, he's got an engine on him. He has been everywhere.
Well, he certainly has, Luke. He's had 17 to half-time. He had 29 in the first final when these two sides met, and 24 last week against the Gooner. So he's been their best player throughout this final so far, and again today he's been really good. Tommy Johnson's the other one. He's up to 14 stats on the Match Out Shed stat sheet, and Tommy Anson's up to 11 as well. Big Seamus Quinn, he's up to 9. Jazz Farwell up to 8. Probably been a little bit quiet in the first few finals, has the big fella. He's only averaging the 19 touches across the two finals, but he's got 8 today, so he's looking likely to get to that at least, but they need him to sort of get 24, 25 touches and have a real impact on the game. And then Caden Withers, 6 disposals, Sammy Johnson with 5, Connor Whiffen with 7, and then for Chiltern, no one really stands out, a real even contribution. Brad Hibberson's with 12, Benny Mason and Benny Jones with 7, Finn Lapham with 7 as well, and then Ashton Brooks, Ben Gould and Mitch Hemming all with 6 touches.
Yeah, great work, Winky. Rightio, let's have a look at the goal kickers for the Tigers. It's been Jack Chesser with a double, Oscar Wilding, also Josh Spence, Tom Anson and Jackson O'Connor have hit the scoreboard. And for the Swannies, 4 singles to Mark Doolan, Ashton Brooks, Kyle McGee and Luke Daly. So nothing in it at half-time. Scoot, how do you see the second half panning out? Who's got the most running the legs, would you think? Well, coming into the prelim final today, what are your thoughts on that?
2 weeks ago, we were in this situation. The scores were 2-3, and Winky asked me the same thing, and I could just see Barney running away with it. But at that stage, they had O'Hara on the bench. They were an interchange or a rotation down. I don't see that at the moment. If someone runs away with it, all good to them. But I can just really see a fantastic battle here. It's great. We've had 10 goals, 15 kicked. Hopefully we can sharpen up in front of goals. Not so much from both sides. There hasn't been any glaring missed shots from Barney, but I'm really liking the ruck work by Moose Quinn. I would say he would have been shown the video during the week of how McWilliams won last week, how good he was. So that's been a really good battle in the middle. I'm really liking the way Brad Hibberson is leading though. He's thrown himself at the ball like he does all the time. It's nothing unusual for Hibbo, but you can just see he wants to get his team into that 4th grand final in a row.
And Wink, how do you see the second half playing out at the Sandy Creek Reserve?
Similar to how Scoot just unpacked it all. He's hit the nail on the head a couple of weeks ago when Barnawartha run over the top of him. Brandon O'Hara went down in the first minute, and then Ashton Brooks went down sort of after half time. He was on one leg, and they were down to one on the bench in that last quarter when Barney ran away with it. It is so hard to try and keep up, especially late in the game when you've got the one rotation on the bench. Of course, only being 3 on the bench in the Tallangatta District League. So, both sides can stay fit. I can see this one going down to the wire. I think Kyle McGee's going to have a really big impact. I think he's had a great first half so far. He looks really dangerous for Chiltern when they're going forward, and Barney don't seem to have a matchup for him.
Yeah, well summed up. Gee, I hope it stays close. From a neutral football supporter's perspective, I just hope it doesn't blow out, because this is just been a great half of football. We'll go around the grounds thanks to NZ, and in the O&M down at Normans, let's have a look. It is the Wang Rovers at the moment leading 7-9-51 to the Myrtleford Saints 2-7-19, 51-19. So the Rovers well up, so they're close to making it through to another grand final. Well, there's still a while to go, but at the moment they've got a good break. And we'll go to the Hume League. We'll try and get a score for you here. And Osborne in front at the moment over the Brookers. They lead 6-6-42 to Holbrook's 4-5-29. That one, of course, being played out at the Walbundry Sports Ground. Wink.
Big shout out to a couple of the Dettering boys who are out there watching. Josh Cable and Cody Hewitt, Nath Irea, Nick Irea. They sent through that they were tuning in from that Walbundry ground.
Did you say Dettering boy Cody Hewitt? Now, we know Josh Cable's going to Dettering to coach. Hasn't been really announced yet, but is he taking his mate from Holbrook as well, Winky?
Hold that thought. We've got to go.
We're wrapping up half-time, are we, Luke?
It's the TDFL finals for NZ Albury and Wade Smith's Plumbing, where you won't miss a thing. Sorry, boys.
No, that was perfect.
I was trying to find this.
How are you, big fella? Hey, how are we? I reckon this...
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Chanty, 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 chanty.
Chanty, that's the name to remember. Chanty Holdings are the pros for all the muckiest jobs. For cleaning and servicing septic tanks, treatment plants and grease traps, winery and trade waste, even cleaning car and truck washers. They've been doing it for over 50 years, from Albury to Beechworth, Corryong to Corowa, Wodonga to Yarrawonga, Wangaratta to Henty, and everywhere in between. When it comes to liquid waste, call Chanty.
Chanty, chanty, chanty.
Call 1-800-CHANTY.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
The flicks, or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla for a local.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Finer embroidery is in the fabric of our community. Any logo on anything so your business can proudly present themselves well. Embroidery that adds that personal touch that doesn't break the bank. Join the Finer embroidery community today. Proudly supporting the TDFL.
Twin City Cranes, TDFL preliminary final. Gus McLeod rejoining Luke Francis, David Wink and Scotty Scooter Fraser. He's down below the people, just acquainting himself with the general punters. That's what he does best. He's a man of the people, our man Scoot, and that's what he's doing, just getting amongst the people. Righto, gents, looking forward to this big final half of football here. I just think it's all going to be in the start here for the premiership quarter. I just reckon whoever starts well and kicks goals, plain and simply, is going to come out in front.
Yeah, it certainly is, Gussie. It's one of those things, you know, after half-time, some teams like it, some teams don't. You can go in there and sit down, and some blokes take a little bit to go, but the team that comes out in this first 5 to 10 minutes is really going to be able to put their stamp on it. I think this one, Chiltern just look like they got more run.
Do you think so? Yep.
Maybe not more run, but they just look more polished with the ball. They've had 25 inside 50s to 16. They look like they've just been in control of the game for longer periods.
Look at the crowd out here, Wink. It's great to see some of the young kids out having a kick on the Sandy Creek Reserve. It's affectionately known, or most commonly known as halftime heroes, when you get up and try and take a hanger on your brother or sister or your best mate.
I never took any hangers, Lukey. Vertical jump didn't really allow me to do so.
Well, you were known as a CBA, David, a contested ball animal, so that wasn't really your go, was it?
I was also known as a thug.
Oh, you weren't, were you?
Well, yeah.
No wonder Mick Williams is after you.
Yeah, no, Mickey's a good man.
Yeah. How many in the house today, Scoot, do you reckon?
Sorry. Is that a nickname you gave yourself, Winky?
No, I've been called that over
probably
the fence.
called Angry Little Man, but probably not a thug.
Little Man Syndrome, you name them all, Scoot. I've been called every one of them.
Great crowd, Gussie, as Lukey said. Plenty of people enjoying a kick on the ground at half-time. They're making their way off now. Update over at the netball court. Tallangatta lead Chiltern 17 goals to 15.
Thanks to Atura Albury.
And we're about to get underway.
So spectators is slowly trickling off the ground here. And they do like taking their time. There's no real sense of urgency from the spectators, unfortunately. They just peter off at a leisurely pace, Lukey.
Yeah, they do, Gussie. They're enjoying the day, though, aren't they? Look at that big Barney sign over there. That's a beauty, up against the boundary on the far side. Go Barney, high the Tiger.
It could almost be a permanent fixture here at Sandy Creek. They hear that often, the Barnawartha Tigers, and they've got their noses in front here by 5 points as we're about to get underway in the second half. The premiership quarter is about to kick off here on TDFL Live. A spot in the big dance awaits the victor in today's game. Hit that GoPro for me, David. We don't want to miss any of the action here. It's going to be a ripping third term. We're about to get underway thanks to Wiesners with Luke Francis. Barney kicking to the right, Chiltern to the left.
Yeah, the Tigers by 5 points. Just wonder what the Kiwi Sandy Creek Hawks are thinking right now. There's Trujillo to Quinn. And here they go through Whiffen. Wilding takes the mark. That is a slick start, Scoot.
Beautiful lead. Just got enough on Gleeson and took an easy mark. So I'm right in line with him, boys.
Any breeze to speak of, Scott?
None at all, mate. All 4 flags at the ground are dormant.
So we'll get a wonderful view of this one right in front of our broadcast spot. Oscar Wilding is getting an earful from the Chiltern Swans bench. He launches it from 49. It's on target. It's a goal. Oscar's got it and he pumps them up. That's a double for him. And the Tigers get the all-important first major of the second half.
He loves the double Cobra celebration too, does Big Oscar. Centre clearance there for Barney. Slick handballs and then the quick ball moving inside forward 50. That's exactly how they would have wanted to start this one.
Dream start, that is, Scoot.
Yeah, when you got slick disposal like that out of the middle and your forwards are in front, it is beautiful. 44 seconds that ball went through the middle of the posts.
Hot start here. 46 plays 35. Barney are in front of the Chiltern Swans. The inaccurate Chiltern Swans. They've kicked 4-11 today. Let's see if they can rewrite the wrongs. Back in the middle. This is slick here from the Swans, but the final handball missed Hibberson. Hibberson breaks away, but he's at centre half back. Raking handball in the Luke Daly direction. Well-measured kick, and he's found the intended target. Looks like Lappin's gone forward. On the right boot for the Swans, inside 50. Shallow ball, trickling towards the boundary. Brooks is there. Nice tackle from Rocco. Brooks is up to the challenge. Feeds it back to Quinn. Run down tackle on Quinn, and it's going to be holding the ball. I think it was Quinn. It is, and it's going to be a free kick to Barney in the back pocket. Great outdoors player today.
Clark Stenick.
He's going to kick long down the line. High up and under, good hands from Whiffen out in front, and Whiffen's got it across half back.
Yeah, he has, Gussie. So, gee, that was dangerous. Now Vandermeer nearly picked it off. Swans coming in. Farwell wins it away, Jared. Out wide to Matt Del Bosco. So just slightly left. The centre wing on the far side of the ground to Tom Johnson, so they concede some territory. Tommy up the corridor to Sammy Johnson on the fringe of the square, favouring the Gap Road end. To the broadcast side, kick wasn't great to Withers. Look at this, Walker tearing off half back. Kick just gets chest up. So Jack, he's 70 out and he pops it up. Mason at the front, Anson at the back, uses his body, couldn't take the mark. Gleeson goes in, Anson goes again. Wilding out the back, waiting to pounce on it. Shepherd provided, Wilding, wild shot, wild. Through for a minor score, they get 1 point. So 47 plays 35. 47 plays 35. Tigers up on the Commercial Club scoreboard.
David Winkle, the Mac Jack Sheds update. Who needs to get busy?
Who needs to get busy? Tommy Anson hasn't touched the ball. For the Chiltern Footy Club, Mitch Hemming only 7 disposals in his return match.
Kick in from fullback from Daly. And the Swans have the ball in the hands of Cooper. Long down the scoreboard side. Turned over. Nice mark out in front. Barney want to play on now. And they kick it inside forward 50 to Wilding. Got it. No, bounced. Umpire was in the right spot. And Gleeson set upon him quickly. Will ball it up 35 from goal, Scoot.
Yeah, umpire Henderson just saw it spill out the back there and hit the ground. Wilding tried to hide it, but good pick up by the old-timer.
Yeah, he doesn't miss much, Warwick Henderson. Let's have a look. McWilliams, left foot quickly. Vandermeer through his hands. Quinn bursts onto it. Out wide is Matt Del Bosco. Swings it out the back to Withers. Left foot into the pocket. Picks up Sammy Johnson. So the Tigers pressing. So they've got to try and put it on the scoreboard again. 47 plays 35. Now Sammy Johnson, he's going for Wilding now. Oh, that was too easy. No one closed in on the space. Hemming tried to get it out. Sent Johnson, Mick Williams. Off to Daly for the Swans. And they get out of defence. And they move it on to Lappin.
Lappin, who's gone into attack, and he's got a lob wedge out here. He goes down the line. Out of bounds on the full, was it, Scooter?
Sorry, mate, I was just looking down. Oscar Wilding looks a little bit ginger getting up from that. Probably got one in the back of the head in that contest.
Wouldn't say Gleeson was late, but he certainly made his presence found. Oh, dangerous kick. McGee swoops on it for the Swans. Kyle McGee, lob wedge into the pocket. He had no one to kick to. Doolan's tracking it. So is Pritchard for Barney. The Sharon sits nicely for the Tigers, and Pritchard swings around on the right, well-measured ball. The Tigers survive a scare. Now they bring the ball, trying to find a teammate in Scammell. Scammell, long down the broadcast side wing, finds a runner. Whiffen, down the line, Mason out in front, dropped it. Evans is there, head over the footy. So Shannon for the Swans. Anson lurks. Umpire says, give it here, we'll ball the footy up. David Wink on the Mac Jack Shed stats.
Yeah, Tommy Johnson up to 17 disposals for the match, having a real impact for Barney cross half-back.
So we get a stoppage. True centre wing.
Oh, Moose just kicked him in the shin there.
Yeah.
Free kick to Quinn.
Oh.
He's given a Shepherd against. He didn't see the knee.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
Oh, you just got to hope he's blindsided there. That's all you can hope for. Because I think Moose will thank his lucky stars after that one.
Here he goes. Seamus Quinn. Oh dear, that's a terrible kick. Daly through his hands. Luff picks it up. Out the back he goes to Mason. And then Mason, he wants to send it back. Let's have a look. Here goes Chesser off the deck. Vandermeer. And the ball has gone out of bounds.
And, Lukey's phone's going off. Is that the quaddie alert? Did the quaddie come through, Luke?
Well, the Moya's not on until 3:45, Gussie. I don't know what's going on here. I'll sort this out.
I reckon that's Lukey's TAB account just going ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Or is it yours, Scooter? Boundary throw-in. Moose Quinn won the tap. Johnson breaks away, sells a bit of candy. Check side, ball, well done, Gleeson. Head over the football, Wilding. Sits for him, handballs to Spence. Non-preferred, doesn't phase Josh Spence. Union Hotel goal of the day from Josh Spence. The Tigers have back-to-back goals in the third term.
Well, if he didn't have the Union Hotel goal of the day from that snap in the first quarter, boys, he's put himself out in front with that one. Non-preferred foot. Never looked like missing after it come off the boot. And a great contest. Gleeson, beautiful punch, but Wilding ended up with the ball and a good handball over. And Barney get a goal.
Sammy Johnson, Moose Quinn and Tommy Johnson, 3 disposals in this third term. 6 inside 50 to Barney, 2 to Chiltern Swans.
Yeah, so it's out to an even 18-point lead, 3 goals. So the Swans must respond now, or they're in danger of this prelim slipping out of their grasp. There's Jones, Mick Williams. So they're going to clear it. Hibberson to Cooper, back to Brad Farwell. How did he get out of that, Hibberson? To Bodie, out wide. So they're on the move again, and they send it down inside 50. McGee got rid of his man. Clark Stanek to Tommy Johnson. Left foot around his body. Chesser again. No, he took a good mark. Here comes Bodie Hibberson. Farwell's about to mark it. So the Tigers have got possession. And they want to switch it across half back to you. That's a floating ball. Sorensen's onto it. Here comes Trujillo. Did well in the end just to make a contest of it. Mrs. Walker. Here's Sammy Johnson. He couldn't pick it up. Ball clamped in, not coming out of there. We'll have a stoppage left of the centre.
So we'll ball it up in the middle here. Chiltern really need the next goal. Barney lead by 18 points. Up in the middle, McGee sat behind the contest there. Head over the football was Hibberson. Handballs in towards space. Brooks has worked his way up the ground now. Mason, the co-captain, on the left. High up and under. McGee's got a fly here. He opts to stay at ground level. Impacts the contest. Anson wrapped in a big tackle. Nice work there from Quinn out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Scooter Fraser, JJ's waist.
It's heating up, boys, down here. There's a couple of little scuffles happening off the ball, so
53-35 for the Commercial Club. The Tigers lead. Trujillo sells a bit of candy, wants to find the right option, can't wait long enough, so he goes down the line. Nice mark out in front. I reckon that's O'Connor. No, it's Carter who's marked. Carter's marked in the headband. On the edge of the square, plays on the left footer. Mongrel punt, but it could work out okay. Nice fingertip from Sorensen. Impacted the play for Wilding. Spills out the back. Cooper dispossessed. Gleeson mops up and pumps it down the line.
He does. It's turned over though. Brad Del Bosco coming in. Great vision. And he picks up Wilding. And he's 45 out. And this one would really hurt, Scoot.
Yeah, just fantastic intercept there by Del Bosco. Another beautiful intercept and gets it inside 50.
So Oscar Wilding to try and give the yellow and black a 4-goal lead in the prelim. It'll be hard for the Swannies from here. Still a long way to go though. Here goes Oscar. 49 out left. One minor score. So 54 plays 35. 54 plays 35 on the Commercial Club scoreboard. Yellow and black up.
Oscar's third behind.
Yeah.
On the Mac Jack Shed stats. We'll get to David shortly. We might even get around the grounds in the ovens of Murray when we can. As Hemming marks and brings it out to Mason. The captains link up. Mason in the back pocket. Chipping ball. Luff got some work to do. Whiff and intercepts. How many times have we seen the ball turned over coming out at D50? Grubber ball. Here's Chesser. Centres it for the Tigers. Top of the goal square. Good mark. Out in front. I reckon it's Buddha Withers. It is. Big Buddha. And he's within range here. The check side will suit him, Scooter.
Great mark by Whiffen. Could have gone off to Spence on the left foot. He had an opportunity, but grabbed the kick and great eyes by Chesser just to put it out in front instead of blazing away at goal.
This to make it a 25-point lead. Buddha Withers steers it through. 4 in a row for Barney. And Chiltern are on their knees. The third term for Wiesners has been dominated by the yellow and black, and they need to find a way to crawl back into this contest, the Swans, Winky.
They certainly do, and I said the Swans look like they had a bit more control of the game. Have I got that horribly wrong at half-time? But, yeah, the Tigers are all over them here. 8 inside 50s to 3 here, and they're making it count every time they go inside forward 50.
Well, no one's got a crystal ball, Wink, and that's why we love footy. That's why we love sport, and that's why we're here. Barnawartha, 60 plays 35. What's the latest, Scoot, down there for JJ's waist?
Mate. McGee has moved up into the ruck. I think that's the first step that they need to get back into this game.
Rightio. So it's over to the Chiltern Swans. They must respond now. Anson, Tigers, and he just lobs it up. It's a high ball. Oh, gee, Mason got up high over the back. And now Carter's got him, brings Mason down. Mason wasn't really happy with the treatment, but that's okay. That'll fizz out, and we'll have a stoppage. So favouring the Pony Club M. We'll go around the grounds very shortly, and we'll grab an O&M score between the Rovers and the Saints down at Norm Inns. The winner will make their way to the big one.
On the eve of three-quarter time, the Rovers lead 59-44.
And Gussie, we might see if we can get a Hume League score as well between Osborne and the Brookers.
Don't think there's internet out at Walbundry, so we'll have to wait and see when the pigeon arrives.
Here's Johnson. Tommy goes out wide. Evans sits under it with Mason. He's Wilding. Nice handball. Isaac Evans. He's just missed it across the face. Through for one minor score. So 61 plays 35. 61 plays 35. Tigers up over the Swannies thanks to the Commercial Club.
Yeah, again, 9 inside 50s to 3. Barnawartha just holding the ball inside their forward half of the ground.
Scoot, what would you do now, mate, if you're Brad Hibberson? Any moves you'd swing?
I think McGee's the first one, but they did start lapping up in the forward line, and it looks like he's still there, but I'd get him back in the back line. They need probably to change, get him onto Wilding and see how they go.
And they need Ben Mason on the ball for mine.
Yes.
As the ball sits out on the far side, Barney regained control. Chipping ball from Scammell to the intended target in Walker, who's in front of the Commercial Club scoreboard. 61-35. Barney lead the Swans in the prelim. They're going to bring it through the corridor now, trying to find Pritchard, impacting the contest. Jones finds a paddock of space. for Pryor. He wants to play it on the non-preferred. The veteran links up with Brooks. Dropped the mark. Brooks in the pocket, trying to break away from Rocco. Centres the ball for the Swans. McGee couldn't quite bring it in. Well done at the back of the contest from Withers. Breaks away, and the Tigers survive a scare.
Yeah, don't they? A chance just dries up there. So let's have a look now what the Swannies can do. So Shannon, they send it down the line, so they're coming back. Here's Gould, goes wide, lap and good running. So Finn, who's a classy player, what do you reckon, Scoot? Will you back him in?
Yeah, he doesn't usually have a lot of shots at goal, but look, I guess under this pressure, he really needs to get it.
So Finn Lappin, with the weight of his club on his shoulders, they need this if they're to stay alive in the prelim final for 25 at the Sandy Creek Reserve. I'll tell you what, she's punched through on the line by Brad Del Bosco. Okay.
An Atura Albury netball update midway through the third term, 21 apiece between Chiltern and Tallangatta. The winner will progress to take on Kiwa. Of course, Kiwa. It's going to be a busy day for the Hawks next week, Scoot, with football and netball.
Yeah, they've already got 2 netball in, and I think they got a couple early this morning, so a lot of brown and gold out here next week.
Down the line, good mark out in front from Brodie Scammell. It's a great outdoors mark of the day. Scammell goes to Farwell. How many for Farwell, David, on the Mac Jack Shed stats?
This will be 12 for Jazz.
He's had a relatively quiet final series by his impressive standards, Farwell.
19 in both finals.
And he goes short to Scammell once again. So Barney looking to take a bit of sting out of the game after 16 minutes for Jappo Donks. Scammell's called to play on by the men in green. Long down the line, McGee's in the hole. Intercepts nicely for Chiltern. Chesser and the Barney Tools just saying, put a bit of height on it. Let us attack the ball. Here's Hemming. The corridor opens up for the Swans if it can sit for Shannon. Shannon streams through the middle of Sandy Creek. A lob wedge to the top of the square. Pryor and Doolan. Where are the crummers for the Swans? They're nowhere to be seen. Smothered from Rocco. Out the back to Johnson. Clearing kick for the Tigers. Sits once again. Shannon into the pocket. Mark's been taken. Ben Gould pops up from 30 metres out, and I tell you what, there's never been a bigger kick for Ben Gould in Swans colours than this one right now, Scooter.
Yeah, exactly, and probably a couple of blokes have had it, but a little bit of a quiet game, need to get up for Chiltern, but good to see Shannon getting the ball forward and Gould gets on the end of it.
Here's Ben Gould, the former Colcan captain, to the Gap Road end. He brings the margin back to 19 points. The Swans have a heartbeat.
Yeah.
On the Commercial Club scoreboard, they refuse to give in this Chiltern outfit. They kick a much-needed goal. They move to 5-12-42. Barney, 9-7-61. Thanks to the Commercial Club.
Got a score from out at Walbundry, boys. Osborne 6 points in front, 18 minutes into the third.
Via the pigeon?
Via the pigeon and...
The carrier pigeon.
Text message from the great Matty Anderson.
Yeah, so another cliffhanger out there at the Walbundry Sports Ground back here. And, well, the Swans are not done with yet. So a great goal to Ben Gould, and Will Shannon just kept a steady head and was able to find a target inside 50. Great footy. Here's Farwell, and he's taken down by Mitch Hemming. So a stoppage right smack bang in the middle of the Sandy Creek Reserve. Gus McLeod for Albury-Wodonga MG. We've had David Wink on the Mac Jack stats and Scott Scooter-Fraser boundary side for JJ's Waste and Recycling. Here's Mick Williams, so the Swans are going forward again. Okay, so this is interesting. Gould breaks away, inside border Brooks, back to Gould. Can he get another? Oh, it's hit the post. It's hit the post to the Gap Road end. So 61 plays 44. 61 plays 44. Tigers up, thanks to the Commercial Club.
5 goals, 13, Scoot. I tell you what, this could come back to bite the Swannies.
Yeah, it would have been great to see Gouldy get 2 in a row there and give the Swans a bit more of a chance to get close by three-quarter time.
We played 18 and a half on the Jappo Donks. Del Bosco's got the kick-in duties at full-back. The captain of the Tigers, been superb all final series. He's a Sandy Creek specialist. He tries to find Chesser. Johnson. This is Tom. Down the line for the Tigers, scoreboard side. Spills out the back, Shannon, who's been busy in this third term. Handballs forward. Head over the ball was Hibberson. Daly's at the back. Shannon, gone. O'Connor got him in a high. O'Connor got him high, and Shannon's going to have the Sharon for the Swans just behind of true centre. He's going to send them into attack.
Gee, I've been happy with the umpiring, Scoot.
Yeah, they've been spot on so far, Lukey. Hopefully they keep it that way.
Yeah, you're right about that, mate. There goes Chesser, tries to bend it back on his right foot. Paddy Wall, been quiet today. Here goes Carter, trying to tear through. Won't get past Shannon. And again, a stoppage on the far side. We'll go to you, Gussie.
An Atura Albury netball update. Of course, Atura Albury, make sure you head on down to the Roadhouse Cafe. 29-24, the Swans lead Tallangatta at three-quarter time.
Yeah, so a huge crowd around the netball courts also. Oh, Bodie Hiverson brought down. So this might be a telling moment. Whiffin's got it. Connor about to go for the yellow and black. They lead 61-43 thanks to the Commercial Club. Mason, dropped it. Gee, he's put one down. Oh, gee, he's played such a good game, Ben, and he won't like that, Scoot.
No, I mean, Withers tried to get body and missed him and then left Mason to mark it all by himself and hit him straight in the bread basket and hit the ground.
Give that tap to Carter. He won it for the Tigers. Farwell into space. He's the two-time Barton medalist, Jared Farwell. Union Hotel goal that they can tend up, and you don't have to have a big day to pop up in a big moment. Farwell kicks a really important goal for the Tigers. Scoop.
Sorry, mate, just waiting for Big Moose to get back on. Bit of instruction from Muddy. Straight into the centre and give us the first one. He said, yeah, great finish from Big Farwell there. Good roving and good finish.
Up to 12 disposals on the Mac Jack Shed stat sheet. He's really fired up in this third term with 5 disposals.
Yeah, 13 for Wiesners, back in the centre. So at the moment, the Tigers, one step in the grand final, but we're still in the third term. There's a bit to play out yet. Here's Whiffen, Farwell, Matt Del Bosco down low. Hemming turns it over to Clark Stanek, to Withers. Oh, Quinn, yeah. He's got it, Seamus. So the Big Moose, he's got Trujillo on here wide. If he wants to use him, goes shorter to Clark Stanek. Well, just gets around Luke Daly. And Andre goes very wide. Sammy Johnson, now will he centre it back? He does. Let's have a look. Oscar Wilding, dropped it. Goes again. Flicks it over his head. Knocked away by Luff, by Hiverson. That's Chesser out to Wilding, trying to duck around. Gets it on his boot. And back there, the mark is taken by Paddy Wall.
So 67 plays 43 here. Barney lead. We got a 50 here, Scoot. Talk us through this one for JJ's waist.
I can only think that it was encroaching in the area, but...
No, Oscar Wilding dropped down Gleeson off the ball, Scoot. The umpire saw it and has paid the 50.
So it's basically a 100-metre free kick. 67-43. The Tigers are 67 and the Swans are 43. And the Swans are going to have to crawl their way back into this as Wall kicks them up to a shallow entry. Del Bosco for the Tigers. Mr. Reliable applies a tackle on Bodie. Rocco feeds it out wide. Now Matt Del Bosco retreats. Scammell going to try and play a cute handballing brand here, the Tigers. They just need to kick it long down the line. They handball underground. Spencer's worked his way up the ground. Vandermeer's been quiet. Ran it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. David Wink, some Mac Jack Shed stats.
Yeah, Brad Hiverson, he's had the 6 disposals in this third term. And I said Mitch Hemming had been a little bit quiet in his return game. He's had 5 in this third term, leading from the front.
We've gone 23 minutes for Japo Donks in the third term. That one's a short boundary throw-in. The field umpire is going to signal to the boundary umpire to have another crack at it. So a very good crowd in again. Have we got the official gate figure through yet, Scoot?
Not yet, mate. I've just texted to see if they can send it through to me.
Beautiful. Here's Whippen. And he sends it towards the centre of the ground. Now Luke Daly's got front spot. Johnson coming from the opposite direction. Here goes Tommy off his boot. Mason right on him. Well done by Johnson just to gain some valuable yards. Shannon comes out at super contest from both teams, Scoot. Great footy to watch. Oh, Johnson's caught one in the mouth here from Mason.
Teeing up.
Well,
yeah.
for a whistle,
free kick.
It's going to be a free kick here.
Yeah.
Scooter Fraser. We've got a few kids near the scene. They better get out of the road.
Free kick Chiltern to Benny Mason.
Can't work that out.
Go figure. Mason, he's going to switch dangerously. Gleeson's up to the task. They're going to have to play a brave brand of footy here, the Swans, if they want to win. We know they're capable, but it's going to take their best. McWilliams to Wall. Wall for the Swans, down the scoreboard side wing, kicking down the line. Lappin was trailing. Clark Stanek impacted the contest, dropped the mark, set upon and a crunching tackle. Umpire's going to call for the footy. No, it spills out the back. Now it goes towards the boundary line. We'll bring it back into play. So Barney holding on here after 24, almost 25 minutes, 10-7-67 to 5-13-43. A goal for the Swannies before the final break would give them a lot of confidence, but the Tigers look really good.
Yeah, they do, Gussie, don't they? They're doing enough at the current time. Here's Jones in front of Withers. Ben trying to keep it in, and it's called out to bounds now. Rightio, Wink. We'll grab our inside 50s. Oh, hello. It's on the other side here. There is it. Free kick awarded, so it's going to the Swans. So they've got to make something out of this.
And quick.
Yeah, so Jones has got it. We're close to the three-quarter time break. Let's have a look down there. Brad Del Bosco, by geez, a good player. Free kick going to the Tigers, so they just hold up in defence. Good.
Yeah, Tommy Anson just at the bottom of that pack getting a free kick, and he'll slow it up as experienced as he is.
Inside 50s in this third term and the game, Winky, on the Mac Jack Shed stats.
For the game, 33-27 Chiltern's way. For the quarter, 11-8, Gussie.
And looks like the Tigers are peppering on another one, and it's a free kick to Wilding. So he'll play on, get the Tigers inside 50. Top of the goal square, Anson's the target. Mason was there, crumbing shot on goal. Johnson kicks a big one. Tom Johnson makes it ever so hard for the Swans. Union Hotel goal of the day. And they move to 11-7. The Barnawartha Tigers 73 to Chiltern 5-13-43. Scooter Fraser for JJ's waist.
Yeah, great finish there. It was absolutely fantastic inside 50 by Wilding there, and good finish by Johnson.
Tommy Johnson, he's up to 23 touches for the game. Looks like he's moved into the midfield after playing cross half-back for most of the day. Was a dangerous goal kicker as a junior, so no surprise that he can finish off in front of goals.
Game-high lead, Luke, of 30 points on the Commercial Club scoreboard in what has been a Barnawartha-dominated third term for Wiesners.
Gus McLeod for Albury Wodonga, MG, Scott Scooter Fraser for JJ's Waste and Recycling, David Wink for Mac Jack. So a stoppage right of the centre. Barnawartha leads 73-43. 73-43. As Gus McLeod said, a game-high lead of 30 points to the yellow and black over the red and white. Let's have a look. Here's Hiverson. He's tried his heart out. Mason. Back to Brad Hiverson. Spence breaks away. This would really sting. Got ripped out of his hands. Plays on to Josh. Dives in on it. Hemming goes in. Ball at bootlace level. Picked up now. Spence and two teammates fight over it. Here's Johnson. Now he thumps it on the boot. Look at this. Gleeson. Front spot. Nice work. Trying to keep control of the footy. Dion. Gee, that was good football. Out wide. And Merker to Sorensen. He wants to retreat now. He needs a target. Gee, ran a long way. Goes to Tristan, a half forward. Del Bosco. In fact, it was Walker who got a fist to it. Went by Farwell. Look at McGee go in. Gee, the siren will go any second now, and they get it out wide. And here's Clark Stanek.
Oh, he got a bad bounce, but now he regathers his composure. Down the line go the Barney Tigers. Del Bosco, well done from Hiverson. Breaks away, kicks in board off the instep. It's a chaos ball. Gould's running onto it, hacks it forward. Del Bosco's at the back, well measured handball. Trujillo finds a target, long down the line as three-quarter time siren sounds at the MCG of the Bush, and the Tigers hold a game-high lead of 30 points, 11-7-73 to 5-13-43. Stranger things have happened here at the MCG of the Bush, and the Swans, that's the message that Brad Hiberson will be sending at the final break. Stick with us, a big final term coming your way on TDFL Live, where you won't miss a thing.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Guns Twin City Cranes.
Chanty, 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 chanty.
Chanty, that's the name to remember. Chanty Holdings are the pros for all the muckiest jobs. For cleaning and servicing septic tanks, treatment plants and grease traps, winery and trade waste, even cleaning car and truck washers. They've been doing it for over 50 years, from Albury to Beechworth, Corryong to Corowa, Wodonga to Yarrawonga, Wangaratta to Henty, and everywhere in between. When it comes to liquid waste, call Chanty.
Chanty, chanty, chanty.
Call 1-800-CHANTY.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla! For a local.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Duns Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Duns Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Duns Twin City Cranes.
Finer embroidery is in the fabric of our community. Any logo on anything so your business can proudly present themselves well. Embroidery that adds that personal touch that doesn't break the bank. Join the Finer embroidery community today. Proudly supporting the TDFL.
The possibilities are endless with Peter Bowen Homes because we build it for you. Open the door to your new home with Peter Bowen Homes.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla! For a local.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Duns Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Duns Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Duns Twin City Cranes.
Welcome back to the MCG of the Bush, three-quarter time in the preliminary final, and Barney lead, and they lead strongly by 30 points at the final break. David Wink, who was the quarter's best, thanks to NZ Albury.
I thought Tommy Johnson, he was fantastic. He had the 10 touches, kicked that beautiful goal at the end, and then for Barney, it's hard to go past their coach. He just throws himself at everything.
The captain or the coach?
Coach.
I know Muddy's pretty good, but, you know, he ain't playing.
I'm talking about Chiltern's coach, in Brad Hibberson. He was their best in that quarter, I thought.
And Scoot looks like he's well into discussion down there, boundary side, with league officials. And Adam Mudger is just keeping them well and truly in for a very long and strong address, Scooter Fraser, for JJ's Waste and Recycling. Muddy is being very thorough.
Yeah, very particular about the Lions doing their job, using those moments and valuing it. Really pointed out the midfield in that quarter of how valuable what they did, smothers, tackles and getting those centre clearances, and especially the half-back line as well, repelled quite a few of Chiltern's forward thrusts.
An Atura Albury netball update. Chiltern are pulling away and they lead by 12 goals over Tallangatta. A big story to come out of this game. Star Tallangatta player Claudia McKimmie suffered a nasty injury and has been taken off the court. So we hope Claudia is okay. And Scoot, whilst Barney lead by 30 points, they are still in a huddle.
Yeah, look, Muddy's a great talker, and he'd be just probably trying to instill that belief to those boys that they not only want to hold on to a 30-point lead, but extend it and keep playing and thinking about next week. Obviously, we can't discount Chiltern from coming back from here. There's so much class out here. And who knows, if Chiltern kick the first couple, it's game on.
Righto, Lukey. Do you give the Swans any chance?
Need the first two, Gussie, of the final term. If they kick the first two, I give them a big chance. But, look, I think the Tigers will get it done from here. What do you reckon, Wink?
Yeah, I think it's hard to see the Tigers giving up a 5-goal lead. Chiltern run the kick 5 for the day, but like Scoot said, they've got so much class out there, nothing would surprise.
What do you think, Gussie?
I think if the Swans can get the ball in the hands of their star players, Ben Mason, Hemming, Hibberson, these are the guys going to have to kick the goals as well. Dooler and Pryor, they just play a role. They hit up at the footy, they lead hard, they create a contest, but they're not the goal-kicking stars that they once were. So the goals are going to have to come from the engine room. They're going to have to come from guys like Brooks. They're going to have to come from Bodie Hibberson and Jaden Vandermeer. We spoke about him on the all-rounders today, Scoot. He's a barometer for the Swans. He's been a little bit quiet today. If he can get busy, the Swans are a chance. But as it stands coming into the X-Ray Group final and fourth quarter, Barnawartha have got 1 foot in the big dance.
And Vandermeer forward is exactly what they need to get at the fall of the ball if it gets down to McGee and Doolan.
Here we go, the fourth and final turn for the X-Ray Group. The winner will take on Kiwa in the grand final. Here's Luke Francis.
McWilliams and Quinn in the ruck to start the last term. Here's Mick Williams. He goes again. Bodie Hibberson down low, breaks away. Nice clearance to Hemming. And he just sends it in with a torpy. Ball gets out the back. Doolan. Oh, geez, not well at all.
He's done.
Yeah, his left hamstring. Vandermeer swings it back. McGee fisted away by Del Bosco. Rocco tried to swing it out. Quinn, that was Ned down low. Doolan sends it out. Ned Quinn, left foot, one behind.
So you can see Lukey Wade and Doolan chasing that ball. He's pulled up a bit proppy, but he's just going to have to tough it out. They need him out there.
Yeah, now or never, Scoot.
And Pryor's obviously a little bit lame as well.
Still sitting on the bench.
Can't help but think, I know that he's a barometer for him, but maybe they try something different. Maybe they go small. As Barney bringing in from fullback, Spence hit the contest with pace. As the ball goes down the line, nice kick from Trujillo. Johnson out in front, couldn't quite bring it in. And Will Shannon's impressed out of bounds for a boundary throw. What about the Mac Jack Shed stats, David? What are the numbers that are really standing out to you?
Well, the fact that Chilton's had more inside 50s, 34-29 for the game, but they're trailing by 5 goals, really shows that inaccurate goal kicking is going to come back to hurdle.
Spence hacks it into the path of Farwell. The right foot kick inside 50's a good one on the half volley. Appealing for the mark was Wilding. Gleeson applies a strong tackle, and the ball is going to be balled up 40 metres out from Barnawartha goal. And Spence, I wouldn't say he's proppy, Scoop, but he's coming for a well-earned break after that big collision.
Yeah, just a little bit ginger, but seems all right. Probably going to get a bit of work on his right calf.
Here's Hansen. So the margin's at 29 points. That's what the Swannies have got to reel in at the current time. Ned Quinn again. Right foot, turns it around his body. Brad Del Bosco, he has been absolutely enormous, that bloke. What's he got, Wink, for Mac Jack?
I've got him down for the 19 touches, Licky.
Yeah, he has been brilliant. Okay, let's have a look. Boundary umpire with it. Just left of the interchange gates, the Santa Creek Reserve. Farwell, try to get it to Whiffen. Jarrett goes again. Whiffen down low. And ball not coming out of there. And we'll have a stoppage.
Jared Farwell starting to get busy. David Wink on the Mac Jack Sheds.
16 for the big fella.
Well on track to beat his finals average of 19. In the middle of the ground, breaking away from the contest of Barnawartha. Farwell once again. Got it inside forward 50. Lappin dropped the mark. Gleason's on hands and knees. Spills out to the front of the stoppage. Working hard at Barnawartha. Chester pops up. Right foot kick was smothered off the boot by Mason as it goes out of bounds, and the umpire is going to say it's on the full. So it'll be Luke Daly to bring things back into play. All the way from the behind post as Bodie Hibberson comes for a well-earned break. Scooter Fraser, JJ's waist.
As Gouldy comes on and Bodie Hibberson has a rest.
Final turn for the X-grade group. Here's Mitch Hemming into the team this week for the Chiltern Swans. Right out wide. McGee with it. And Carter's got him. Oh, holding the ball. Okay. So the Tigers are going to go on the move through Carter. Wants to square it up to Matt Del Bosco. 11-7 place, 5-14. That's right, the Swans have kicked 5-14.
A Chura Albury netball update. Chiltern are through to the grand final.
Beautiful. There's Brad Del Bosco down the line, lapping with a big fist over the top. Ball out of bounds. Wink, we'll go back to you for Mac Jack. How are our marks inside 50?
Marks inside 50, 7 for Barney, 10 for the Chiltern Swans.
So Swans with more, 3 more.
Around the grounds for NZ Albury. 9-point lead to the Rovers over the Saints at the 19-minute mark. So it's game on in the O&M as well. Boundary throw in. Moose Quinn hacked it forward. Tracking this ball is Shannon for the Swans. Handball's over the top. Missed Luff. He's got some work to do. Farwell got there first. Anson picked up the Sharon. Throws it on the boot. Barney are in the big dance. Barney going to progress to the grand final. The margin increases to the agony of the Chiltern Swans. 13-7 to 5-14. They have been emphatic today, the Barney Tigers.
Poise and experience, boys. It just to pick up the ball so cleanly, turn around and put it straight through. That's Tommy Anson, and the amount of games he's played for Barney, that is just invaluable.
My correction there, boys. 12-7. The scoreboard attendant was red hot on that one. 12-7 to 5-14.
Yeah, beautiful, Gussie. So 14 days ago in the qualifying final, the margin was 39 points. At the moment, it sits at 35. So a very similar outcome at this stage. Here's McGee. And ball out of bounds. 60 around from goal. The Pony Club end. Hope you've enjoyed the action on the TDFL live stream this afternoon. Scott Scooter Fraser for JJ's Waste and Recycling. David Wink on the Mac Jack stats, and Gus McLeod and Luke Francis calling for Albury Wodonga MG. What a place it is. Just country footy at its absolute optimum. As the Swans go in again, bounces by Clark Stanek. Brooks, it's been pretty quiet today. Ashton along the ground, bouncing, beautiful goal. He's got it. So Ashton's got it. That's a double for him. And that is a Union Hotel goal of the day, Scoot.
Yeah, very good little Dacos-like goal there. Just doesn't get him up to the goal of the day area of where Josh Spence is at the moment, though.
Also, very good radio craft to give it to a team that wins to make the interview a little bit more enjoyable. David Wink on the Mac Jack Sheds.
Well, Ashton Brooks finishes off there. He's had 11 touches for the day for the Swans. Tried hard in the forward 50, but not had too many come with him, unfortunately.
They're going to need to kick
back on, as I said that too, boys.
They're going to need to kick the next 5. The Swans unanswered, and McWilliams is taking it into his own hands. He kicks the Swans into the Doolan direction. Nice fist from Pritchard. Doolan, the veteran, he's trying as hard as he can. Head over the football. Sorensen for the Swans, left it behind. Clever work from Rocco. Spills out the back. Hemming for the Swans. Top of the goal square. Wrestling's McGee. Whistle, free kick, Kyle McGee. It's for a hold. And Del Bosco will plead his
50.
case, Scoot.
Warwick Henderson's given it 50.
And it's through the big stick. So back-to-back goals in a minute for the Chiltern Swans. And maybe, just maybe, Scooter Fraser, are they a chance?
Well, there's probably 18 minutes at least to go, mate, so they are a chance.
You said Barney was into the big dance, Gus.
Yep, well, it wouldn't be the first time I've mozzed it. And I can tell you right now, it wouldn't be the last.
So the margin's at 23, so 4 goals. Can they do it? The Tigers have been the best team all day, to state the bleeding obvious. Here's Mick Williams, Chesser. Gets away again, does Jack. Sends it out wide beyond Sammy Johnson. Gould for the Swans. Turns around a half back. Blind kick around his body. Mason takes the mark. True centre wing, far side of the ground. So what can Ben pick out here? He goes with a left foot kick. It's very short. That's okay. So Ned Quinn's taken the mark. Just under the scoreboard. On the far side, Ned, left foot. Oh, look at that for a mark. McGee, he's dropped it. You know, he took a beauty, and Anson tries to break away. Handballs over his head. Vandermeer palms off Scammell. Here goes Jaden. Thumps it in from the Swans. Oh, good mark, Whiffen. Gets back for the Tigers and takes the beauty.
All these little moments make such a big impact, Scooter Fraser, for JJ's waist.
Yeah, and it's said at every break by Muddy, just take your moment, be the person that adds value to our team, and that's exactly what Whiffen did then.
Down the line, Daly and Spence. Two legends of this contest. Two very, very good footballers in what's been a great battle all day. Are they paid a 50 here, Scoot?
Yeah, there was a terrible indication that it was 50, but...
So, Spence is pleading his case for a double. He won't get it, but in the meantime, he chips one into the Johnson direction. This is Sam. Sam's going to kick out wide. Nice looking ball into the hands of Del Bosco. Del Bosco sets sail. Top of the goal square, pushing the back. Should be paid here to Mason. It is. So it's a free kick to Ben Mason in the back pocket for the Chiltern Swans.
Mason wanting to come to the broadcast side. He's going to get Hemming. So they've got to move this footy now. Here's Luff. So Jeremy ducks back inside. That's great. To Lappin. Good hit. He's going to find Jones. Now, this is where it gets a bit harder. Ben, looping hand pass to Shannon. He's under pressure. He might be gone here. Yep. Incorrect disposal. Trujillo takes it quickly. Now, he tries to get over Mason. Doesn't get it. He's being mowed down by O'Connor. Got his kick away. Luke Daly takes it on to Vandermeer. Here goes Jaden, left foot. What's he got? McGee. Wow, so he can't waste any time in kicking it. We've gone 10 minutes in the final term for Jappo Donks. Scoot, you don't need me to see you. This must go through.
Oh, exactly. If there any chance. Geez, a terrible turnover in the centre there by Trujillo.
Kyle McGee has to go through. Must. An absolute. And he's got it. Kyle McGee's got it. It's back to 17 points. Okay. Wink.
5 inside, 50s to 3. I said in the last quarter, Mitch Hemming was the one that needed to lift. He's had 5 stats on the Mac Jack Shed stat sheets in this third term, up to 16 for the game. He's showing why they brought him back into this game as he comes back onto the ground now, going forward by the looks of it.
At the expense of Mark Dool, and I reckon they're going to try and play small ball, Scoot.
Yeah, look, I think they need some speed there to... if the ball gets to the ground, they've got people to get it and probably have shots at goal if they can.
They need the next 3. The Swans, and Mason's gone into the guts, and he says, I'm putting you on my back, Chiltern. Out wide to Sorensen. The youngster's been good. Plays on. Bit off more than he can chew. Run down tackle from Johnson. Tom Johnson might have just wrestled back some momentum for the Tigers. The Swans have got a man mark. Moose Quinn at centre half back for the Tigers. The big ruckman back from Barley. And can he go back to a grand final with the Tigers? Long down the line. Working hard is Evans. In a one-on-one battle, he left it behind. Cooper picks it up for the Swans. Attacking the corridor to Ben Jones. Jones wants to get busy. He's got Mason, and he's also got Lappin. Lappin sells a bit of candy. This lobs the ball out to Ben Mason, who's got a paddock of space. On the left boot, the captain. Sorensen marks it right in front of our camera position. Needs to push back off the mark. Wants to chip it to the magic man McGee. Over his head. Brooks tied up in the pocket. Barney hunting for the boundary line. Vandermeer snaps. Across the face. Minor score. A point for the Chiltern Swans. 8 goals, 15. The Chiltern Swans. And I reckon if they update the scoreboard, no, that's going to stay as it is. 8-15 to 12-7 after 12 minutes for Jappo Donks.
Gee, they've lifted Chiltern. They've got momentum here, but they just can't put it on the scoreboard. Here goes Johnson, long out of the fullback position. Over the back of the pack it goes. Love picks it up, sends it out to Bodie Hibberson. Ball deflected. O'Connor to Scammell. And he sends it down the line. Carter at the back. Good mark from Lappin. So what will Finn do here? Now the Tigers are manned up well. Got a good defensive structure going. 79 plays 63. Barnawartha up. Trying to make it through to the grand final. Knocked out of bounds by Brad Del Bosco. And we'll have a boundary throw in, Wick.
3 points, Holbrook lead with 16 minutes gone.
The Rovers lead Myrtleford by 5.
Wow.
Game on right across the region and none better here than the MCG of the Bush. 79-63. Chiltern have a heartbeat. High free kick. Umpire's paid the advantage. He's going to bring it back. It's going to come back to Bodie. Scoot, good officiating. Under 50. JJ's ways. Talk us through it, Scooter.
Yeah, they don't want to be doing anything undisciplined like this.
And it's good real estate too. Bodie Hibberson's in range here for the Swans.
It's not 50.
Yeah, I don't reckon that's 50 at all, Gussie.
What do you reckon? More or less?
Way less.
Much less.
Plays on into the pocket. McGee! Still plenty of time on the Jappo Donks time clock, and if Kyle McGee can kick his third in a row, we got a 10-point ball game.
Gee.
So Kyle McGee, he's been big in his return season at Chiltern. 25 metres out, slide angle, crowd will tell the story. McGee's missed. McGee has missed.
Yeah.
8-16-64 to 12-7-79. Chiltern have all the momentum, but one slip up, one more goal to Barney would make it ever so hard. David Wing for Mac Jack Sheds.
Cole, he looks so dangerous down there. I reckon they need to clear the 50 and let him get to work.
Okay, let's have a look. Brad Del Bosco with the TW Sharon. Kangaroo brand. And it comes right out. Look at Walker get up. And he's been paid the mark. A great outdoors mark of the day from Lockie Walker. So now he's got to try and pick out a Tiger. He's going to come down, lapping at the back. Too easy. Gee, he can read the footy. And he wants to send it out wide. So the big switch is on. Luke Daly's got it. He plays on Luke. Mason's out. Takes it. 79 plays 64 on the Tallangatta construction and maintenance scoreboard. Into the pocket. Good mark, Brad Del Bosco. He has been everywhere, David Wink.
24 now for Brad.
Scooter Fraser, what's the atmosphere like at ground level?
Getting very, very tense, boys. The big difference is there's no interchanges happening for Chiltern and still heaps for Barney.
Let's see if it can work into their favour. Luff got a really good bounce. Little 1-2. Mason for the Swans got it from Daly. He grubbers one inside forward 50. Attacking the ball with pace was Del Bosco. Putting his head over the contest, Shannon. Del Bosco once again. Hacked forward by Johnson for the Tigers. Working is O'Connor. On to Evans. Evans pumps the torpedo inside 50 and hopes for the best. Out the back is Wilding and Gleeson. Gleeson and Wilding. Gleeson for the Swans. Clears defensive lines. Mason flew high. So did Luff. Unrealistic free kick to Josh Spence.
What a battle between Wilding and Gleeson. Gleeson's just been fantastic in the clearances, getting it out of that forward line.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable, Scoot. Ben Mason in the final term. Okay, let's have a look. So Spencer's got it. And look at that. So Moose Quinn just left all alone on half forward. Now, we know he can latch onto it. He's going to go off the low one. It's a shocker off the boot, bouncing inside 50. Evans. That might be it now. You'd think that would probably be it. Isaac Evans, 25 out, has put one through to the Gap Road end. Yellow and black, probably in the granny.
And if Moose thinks that's a goal assist, a bit of a grubber, but anyway, they've ended up getting it and probably gives them an edge. I'm not going to call it.
Claim every bit of that, Scoot. Don't you worry about that.
So 85 plays 64 here. 85 plays 64. 21-point buffer.
The gate, boys, is 20% up on last year's preliminary final. I haven't got a final total yet, but still counting.
So we're back in the middle of the MCG of the Bush. We want to get some new batteries down to Scooter. As we go up in the guts, Mick Williams needs to prevail. Hemmings there for the Swans. Retreats with a handball. Hibberson's going to break away for the Chiltern Swans. He projects inside 50. McGee flew high. Sorensen's at ground level for the Swans. Needs to get it to his advantage. He can't do so. Out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. We'll bring the ball back into play. Scooter, have we got you down there, boundary side?
Sorry, boys. I relaxed back into my seat and probably lost you lost me for a bit.
Yeah, he's just retreating. He doesn't want any VB cans poured on his head. Scooter Fraser. 85 to 64. Chiltern need a couple and they need them quickly. Head over the football was Quinn. In towards space. Mason fumbled at the crucial moment. Hot on his heels was Whiffen. In the back free kick. In the back free kick. It's going to go the way of Barney. And Connor Whiffen, who's been with the Barney Tigers for so long, stands up. Farwell sends it out wide. Pritchard for the Tigers. Across centre wing. Long down the line. It's going to be turned over. Or it should have been. Mopping up nicely into the hands of Wilding, who's too far to score. So he centres into the pocket of Chesser. In fact, it's Buddha Withers. It's big Buddha Withers, and he'll go back and have a set shot to ice the game.
Brilliant kick inside 50 by Wilding. Just waited a little bit, then took off as Withers had got 5 on his opponent.
So here's Buddha. This to book Barney's ticket to the big dance. In comes Caden. Caden Withers puts Barney into a grand final. Margins out to 27 points. Tigers have kicked back-to-back goals and Chiltern's season's going to come crashing down in the preliminary final, Scooter.
Yeah, look, by 6 minutes of normal time, so maybe plus a couple, I don't think it's within reach of the Swans anymore.
What do you got for us, Wink? Thanks to Mac Jack.
Well, 10 inside 50s Chiltern have had this quarter, 5 centre clearances as well. They just had too much to claw back at three-quarter time, and Holbrook has beaten Osborne out at Bunbury by 20 points.
Yeah, so they're through to the grand final in the Hume League.
And the Rovers have beaten the Saints 79 to 68. The Rovers are into the grand final.
And what a terrific preliminary final we've had here at the Sandy Creek Reserve. So Barnawartha, their last flag win was in 2013, so 12 years ago. And the key was Sandy Creek Hawks. It was 2018, 7 years ago. So whichever way it pans out next Saturday, it's going to be such an interesting scenario. Here goes Hemming on the boot. Walker sitting out the back, or fumble, dropped it. Vandermeer came in, McGee, and here's Johnson. Geez, a lively type. Over the top to Whiffen. Connor on the boot, just races it forward. And here goes Evans over the top. O'Connor's out here. He might be able to put the cherry on the sundae. That one swinging. He's got it. So that's a double for Jackson Connor. And the yellow and black march through to the grand final in the TDFL in 2025.
Yet again, one of those Barney young blokes just given that free rein by Muddy to just do his job, have a go and take your moment. What a beautiful long-range goal that was.
Lost his spot last week after playing 2 weeks ago. Went back into the reserves last week, got best on ground, kicked a couple of goals, and I think he's been brilliant today, Scoot.
Good luck dropping him for the big dance. And Barney are going to play Kiwa. Chiltern have been brave. It just hasn't been their day, and they haven't kicked accurately. They've only got themselves to blame. Del Bosco, geez, a star for Barney. Impacted the contest, fed it nicely to Trujillo. Now Johnson at centre half back. He's on the right. Kicks a raking ball in the Spence direction. Spence for the Tigers trying to break away from Luff. Luff tripped him over. Umpire said play on. Ball's now in dispute. Spence trying to invent something. The Tigers feed it back to Anson. Shannon can't catch him. Anson inside 50 for Barnawartha. Wilding was held. Gleeson takes the mark. Dion plays on and he brings the ball into Daly, and Daly can run and carry for the Swans.
Yeah, he's been serviceable today, Luke, to Brad Hibberson. No one's tried harder than Brad. Finn Lappin so reliable across half-back, but it just hasn't been their day in the end. So here's Paddy Wall for the Swans. 97 plays 64 on the Tallangatta Construction and Maintenance scoreboard. We're gone close to 23 in the final term for Jappo Donks. Ball heading out of bounds in front of our broadcast spot. Let's go to David Wink, thanks to MacChat.
Mitch Hemming up to 8 disposals for Chiltern. Ben Mason 7 in this last term. The captains have tried their arse off, but just not quite enough.
Boundary throw in right in front of our broadcast position. Moose Quinn being dominant in the ruck today. And he might need to go to Bali midweek just to regather his form.
Surely that's the first time that's ever happened, Gussie. A moose in Bali.
Yep. Doubt you'll see one again.
He's starting to cramp too, boys.
Oh, get the man a bintang. Here's Hemming, head over the footy, the co-captain, down the line.
Oh.
And common sense prevails with him and Buddha Withers, and Hemming's a little bit ginger. He got thrown into the fence there, Scoot.
He's wondering why he didn't get a free kick.
I'm wondering too, just quietly. But anyway, boundary throw-in right in front of our position. Up goes McGee, staying at ground level was Quinn. Withers got taken by Hemming, and his frustrations are starting to boil over a little bit here. Umpire just needs to throw the footy up, get on with it. 24 minutes gone, and Barney are going to go to the big dance. Moose Quinn hacks it forward. Farwell breaks away, puts his head over the footy, just throws Sorensen the next week. Umpire said play on. Johnson, this is Sam, retreats via hand. Moose Quinn got pressure hot on his heels as Johnson breaks away. Switches the ball for the Tigers, and it's a good-looking switch. Fumbling the ball at the crucial moment. That was Del Bosco. Mason's been trying so hard for the Swans. He's absorbed in a tackle and will ball the footy up. Scooter Fraser for JJ's waist.
Yeah, good. There was a bit of a clearance there, boys. It was getting a little bit willing here, and we don't want to see too much late in the game with Barney getting ready for a grand final.
Gee, Skeet, you just peer over at that scoreboard, and that looks so unattractive for the Swannies. 8-16. 8-16. That's not going to win you too many games, let alone a prelim. Bodie Hibberson kick was smothered. Rocco sends it out the side. Here's Anson. They'll need a big game from Tom next week if they're to get up over the Hawks. Here's Cooper. Left foot. Back to Anson. And here goes Tom. Look at that. He latches onto a massive torp and sends it down the outer side. Contest down there. Gleeson. And a whistle.
For a high.
Yes. And it's going to Dion.
And Adam Mudra for JJ's waist, Scoot, is still as vocal as ever.
Yeah, he doesn't want Chiltern to score again. You can hear him probably through the mic.
There's no percentage in finals, Muddy. Someone might need to tell him. Turnover from Lappin. It's party time here for the Tigers. They're off to the grand final. Scammell fed it in board to Johnson. And they're going to play a bit of keep things off here. Out wide to Spence, who looks to be the contender for the Union Hotel goal today. Chipping ball, not his best kick. Put his team under a fair bit of pressure there, and Carter. Head over the football. Carter once again at the junction of the boundary line. And the 50. 26 minutes gone. Big Joshy Spence, your man's coming for a spell, Scoot.
I might just give him the Union Hotel goal of the day. Come and have a seat near me, Spenner.
Yeah, we've got to thank all of our sponsors. Just wonderful to have them on for the live stream, not only today, but throughout the entire final series. Couldn't do it without them, of course, and hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon. Gus McLeod, Scooter Fraser, David Wink, Luke Francis with you at the Sandy Creek Reserve. Such a picturesque venue. Sorry, Wink, slipped out there. Are we live, Gussie? I think we need a...
Well, let's just hope we don't interview Nick Dacos as Barney go inside forward 50. Wilding, yeah. Big O can go back and put some icing on a grand final bound cake for the Tigers. Scooter Fraser, JJ's waist.
This is about the same spot that Withers, who's standing right in front of me, about to go on, kicked one a couple of weeks ago. So, Big Oscar. Distance won't be a problem.
So if he kicks this, the margin will be the exact same as what it was a fortnight ago. Here's Big Oscar kicking on goal. He's pushed it across the face for a minor score. So Barney, 15-8-98. Chiltern, 8-16-64. And the Swans will kick it up the guts.
So, Scoot, what are your early thoughts on next week? The Hawkers up against the Tigers.
Well, they're in it. They're a chance, mate. If these young blokes can play their best like they have today, and the experienced guys like Anson and Quinn and Spence get on top, well, they're a big chance.
Absolutely, they're a chance. Yeah, what a great grand final we've got coming up. So 7 days' time, we'll be back here. So make sure you join us. It will be a beauty. So we're gone 28, thanks to Jappo Donks. Beautiful, Gussie. So the countdown's on. So under 30 seconds. There's Farwell breaking away. Evans. And here's Johnson. And he sends it with a barrel. That one might get out the back, will it? It's bouncing. It's bouncing. It's one of the best torpedoes you will see in country football. Tommy Johnson has latched onto it. It has gone a country mile. And that is a Union Hotel goal of the day.
Talk us through that one, Scooter. It's a momentum swinger and a big, big injection of confidence for Barney into the big dance.
Oh, just what a finish, Bo. You know, the little fella, he comes off the half-back line, but he's gone forward today and kicked some very valuable goals. And what a way to finish the day with a big barrel.
31 touches and 2 goals from Tommy Johnson. He is one heck of a player, and the reason why he was named in the TDFL Team of the Year in 2025.
Barney have pulled away here in the preliminary final. 104 to 64 in the middle as Mason kicks the Swans into attack. It's not going to be enough, and Barney, challenged last week by Kiwa Sandy Creek, have responded emphatically to defeat the Chiltern Swans, and Barney are off to the big dance in 2024. The Tigers salute 16-8, 104 to Chiltern. 8-16-64, a 40-point victory in the preliminary final, and once again, it's first versus second in the big dance, gents.
It is, Gussie, they're in. So what an effort from the Tigers today. They were too good 14 days ago over the Chiltern Swans, and again this afternoon, it's been a repeat performance back here at the Sandy Creek Reserve. They got on top with the first 3 goals early. The Swannies so gallant this afternoon, but in the end, the yellow and black pulling away to a great win in the prelim final. Very shortly, we'll head down to ground level and catch up with Scott Scooter Fraser for JJ's Waste.
It was 39 points a fortnight ago, and today it's 40 points. So they've really flexed their muscles here, Barney, and some really clever coaching from Adam Mudra just to bring off his better players towards the back end of the game. Big Moose come off, Josh Spencer's come off, and Barney will bounce back coming into next week with a bit of confidence. The Chiltern Swans gave it absolutely everything. I thought they were the best team in the first half, and they just struggled to make that count with scoreboard dominance. 8-16-64 is the killer number in today's game, and unfortunately the Chiltern Swans will be forced to lick their wounds, and Brad Hibberson in his final game as coach of the Chiltern Swans will not enjoy watching this one back, particularly in the first half. But let's hope we still have some footy to come from a few of these legends of the Chiltern Swans outfit, guys like Adam Pryor, Mark Doolan, Brad Hibberson, these legends of the Chiltern Swans. Fingers crossed they've still got a little bit more footy left in them. We will cross boundary side to Scooter Fraser very shortly for our Yakandanda Hotel Player of the Day, and it looks like he's got the skipper, Brad Del Bosco.
Yes, his dad gives him a hug and a pat on the back. Brad, captain's game today, mate. We'll never get sick of seeing you intercept mark and run off that half-back line, but what a day today to get your team into the grand final.
Yeah, it was super, super. We talk about having 21 players roll out. We back at 21, and I think today we had 21 contributors, so that's all we asked for. Everyone just to play their role, and I think we achieved that today, so it was good.
What do you think of Tommy Johnson's goal at the end there?
Yeah, he's got it in him. He just turns it on every now and then, and we rate him really highly internally. He's starting to get that recognition from the rest of the league, but yeah, when he turns it on, he's pretty special, and it's good to watch playing next to him, so yeah, it's good.
And you boys running out of the half-back line, you put that down to Muddy, just giving a bit of a licence and having a go?
Yeah, exactly right. Muddy really does promote us to use all of our 21, like I said before. So we all want to get involved in offence and try to use the entire ground. It's a big ground out here, so that's the way you got to do it out here if you want to get a win. So yeah, it was good. Congratulations, mate. Get in there, sing the song, and enjoy your $50 voucher at the Yak Hotel.
Player of the day, Big Brad Del Bosco, the coach, the captain, I should say. And I tell you what, death taxes and this bloke playing good footy at Sandy Creek are three certainties in life. He's been dominant in every final I've seen Barnawartha play out here, win, loss or draw.
29, 24 and 24 disposals.
Looks like Scoot's got another
he's
one
my
lined up.
favourite, but you boys agree that I don't know which one of his 2 goals today with the Union Hotel Tangam $30 voucher. Josh Spence, hopefully you look after that calf before next week, mate. You're into another granny.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
You better walk and talk, Scoot.
Oh, yep. We're going in, Scooter. Don't hold me up. It was good. Great battle all day. Chiltern are just a brilliant side that just keeps showing up, keep turning up. But we knew that if we just kept grinding it out, if we were somewhere there at the end, we'd give them a good shake. So, yeah.
Get in there, Joshy. Go and sing the song. He's won our Union Hotel goal at 8. We'll have a $30 voucher. And unfortunately, it's the end of the road in 2025 for the Chiltern Swans. They were brave and gallant. Of course, they had things on their terms in the first half, and a couple of legends of the Swans, including a legend of local footy, Mark Doolan, will lead them off in what potentially could be his last game of senior footy. They tried so incredibly hard, the Swans today, just ran out of petrol tickets in the last quarter, gents.
Yeah, you're right, Gussie. It wasn't their day this afternoon, was it? But they tried so hard and ripped in. Gee, I thought Ben Mason, didn't he play a game and a half?
Super.
Yeah, Brad Hibberson obviously battled away so hard for
Here's the
red
song,
and white.
boys.
Yeah, here we go. Back into the rooms of the Tigers.
Emphatic this afternoon and proving too strong. 15-7-97 to Chiltern, 8-16-64. I can't help but think that's going to be a talking point across the next couple of days for the Chiltern Swans. I thought they were the best team up until half-time, and they just struggled to find scoreboard ascendancy, gents.
Yeah, look over at that scoreboard there, Gussie, and 16-8 played 8-16, and that says it all. And the scoreboard, I know, every game says it all, Wink, but today probably none more accentuated than that one right there in the prelim.
All the stats actually lead in Chiltern's favour.
Is that right?
Inside 50s, mark inside 50s,
Yeah.
free kicks, intercept marks, all indicate that Chiltern should have won this game of footy. And you look at the scoreboard, 8 goals, 16. They missed 4 or 5 in the first quarter. You put that early scoreboard pressure on. We saw it happen.
Got the fans, David.
Yeah, I've got no idea who they are. Anyway,
They're waving now.
Yeah,
they're waving now.
Yeah.
Just have a look at it. They had 24 scoring shots to the Chiltern Swans to Barney's 22, and it was particularly in the first half where they just had an absolute avalanche. After the first 10 minutes of the first quarter where Barney were everywhere, there was goals to Chester, Wilding and Spence. Doolan brought it back. Ashton Brooks kicked a really big one, and then McGee and Daly kicked 2 really important goals for Chiltern in the second term, but Barney still had the lead at half-time, and those missed opportunities really came back to bite Chiltern in the arse. To be plain and simple about it, if they had it kicked accurately, they probably found themselves in a winning position.
Yeah, that's right. So the Swannies found enough, didn't they, Gussie, just to have one last dip in that final term. And what was the closest margin they got it to in the end?
No, they got it back to...
Was it 10?
Nah, McGee had a shot
17?
to bring it back to 10. They got it back to 17 points.
It was 17, yep.
Kyle McGee missed a set shot from 25 metres out. Oh, Kyle McGee, and we'll touch on Barney when we join them for the post-game celebrations. He has had that many almost games, it is not funny. He almost won the game off his own boot today for Chiltern. He's done it on a few occasions. I can't help but think that if there are any Ovens and Murray clubs watching Big Geezer, he's only 23.
Is he really?
If he gets himself into a decent side where he's the 3rd or 4th banana backup ruckman, I think he's got some pretty good footy in front of him.
I don't think football's high on Kyle's to-do list and interest list. But and while we're talking about the Chiltern Swans and all the stats and everything and how good they are, we can't take anything away from the Barney Tigers.
No, absolutely. And we'll touch on them when Scoot joins us for a couple of post-game interviews. But who are some of the names, Wink, that you thought were good for the Barney boys?
Oh, well, that man Scoot interviewed there, Brad Del Bosco. Tommy Johnson's had 31 and kicked 2. I thought Big Moose coming back in was really good in the ruck. And, yeah, they were just solid across. Tommy Hansen is just all class. I thought Oscar Wilding, him and Dion Gleeson had a really good battle across half barrel, full forward for Oscar. But, yeah, I think the evenness that Barney played with, they've got a really good mix of young guys that just run all day. And then the experienced heads of Spence, Anson, Big Moose has played 120-odd games now. These guys are just so valuable and they complement each other so well.
And it wasn't always the star-studded players. I mean, you look at Barney's team on paper and your names, or the names that go to your mind straight away are Jared Farwell, guys like Oscar Wilding who have kicked a bag of goals this year. He's got his season total to 70 from 13 games. And Moose Quinn. They're the names that stand out on paper. But some of the younger guys and some of the lesser-known stars for the Barney Tigers really stood up today. I think Tom Johnson's announced himself as a premier player in the competition this final series. He's played the 20 games, 11 times in the best. Sam Johnson equally has been outstanding. Declan Rocco was a late inclusion and showed some really good things today. Their back six looks so established, led by Del Bosco, or Del Bosco times 2. Brodie Scammell does his job, and Will Pritchard
did a job again.
Did a job once again on Mark Doolan. I know Doolan's in the twilight of his career, Luke, but if you've got honest, reliable defenders that just, the old cotton on saying, get you-know-what done, if they can come out and do that once again, then maybe, just maybe, things can go their way against the Hawks next week.
Yeah, absolutely. They're in for massive shows. So we're going to see a great grand final, aren't we, Wink? So a terrific prelim today, and it sets it up for a wonderful, final finale in 7 days' time.
They certainly will, and they'll take a lot of learnings from last week and what went right, what went wrong against Kiwa.
I can't help but think Moose Quinn, the inclusion, will just give him even if it's a mental edge, it'll give him a little bit of a boost.
Oh, definitely. They walk taller, don't they?
How can you not with a player like him?
And with the nickname, the Moose, I mean, you're just, you're charging, aren't you?
You should see him after 10 o'clock, Luke.
Really?
Yeah. He's
Wink?
A few big Moose calls.
He's a moose on the loose.
Some other scores, and of course we are going to catch up with Adam Mudrow, the coach of the Barney Tigers. Not all doom and gloom for the Chiltern Swans. They've had a strong A-grade netball victory.
The coach was down here doing a little dance before Gussie. That's what I was laughing at earlier. I
was wondering what you were doing there in the final turn.
Chiltern players were walking off the ground, obviously deflated. Georgia Thomas was at the back doing a bit of a shuffle dance.
Clearly she didn't see the scoreboard in the footy. But, of course, it's going to be a Chiltern Kiwa grand final once again in the A-grade netball. We'll get all the full-time scores from out the back of the netball courts and bring them to you shortly. But we are going to catch up with Scooter Fraser. We'll just let him get nestled into position. And I'll tell you what, he's got a man alongside him that might have a different drink in his hand. I don't reckon he knows what it is because he's been drinking bintangs all week. Boundary side for JJ's Waste and Recycling. Scooter Fraser's got the big moose.
Got the big moose. I'll tell you what, more people ask him how was Barley on the way out of the club rooms just now than congratulating you for the win.
It was a pretty good win, wasn't it? We not as good as the 80 bintangs that I had last week, but it was fantastic.
Well, I was in the 100 range, Gussie, so I wasn't too far off. Mate, I don't know about you, but if you got to watch the replay of last week of the way McWilliams pretty much dominated in the ruck, was that something you come into today knowing how he did it?
Yeah, absolutely. Muddy gave me a big long list of times that I had to watch from the previous game, and it was just a minute snippet, just to see how he goes and how he bodies, and I think it really helped, and it's a fantastic thing you guys do, giving us the opportunity to watch those games back.
It's a priceless tool, we've been told. Hey, obviously the week off. Didn't look like you'd had a week off and spent the week in Bali, but you come back, yourself, Tommy Hansen and Joshy Spencer. It's just invaluable having those two blokes in the side.
Yeah, they're fantastic, mate. You know what you're going to get from them each week in, week out. I mean, you can put it on their head and they're going to either make a contest or bring it to ground. So, we love them.
I spoke to Joshy during the week and he does know it, but to win today, next Saturday is his 300th club game for Barney. So, it's a fairy tale story ahead of us, boys. But Moose, Tommy Johnson, Isaac Evans, Cohen Trujillo, all of those young blokes. What's it like? What has it been like this year, seeing the improvement in them?
Mate, those young boys, they drag us along every week in, week out. Like us, yeah, we got a few older blokes there that are scattered throughout, but it's the young blokes that are doing the work, you know. We absolutely love it, and they've all evolved so much. Like, they're turning into great senior footballers, and we're loving it.
And that flashy goal from outside 50 by Jack O'Connor.
Oh, that was unreal, wasn't it? He's got a great leg. As you know it's going to go straight as soon as he hits it. So as long as he's lined up right, it's going home.
Mate, we'll try and grab Muddy, but you look after yourself for the week.
Scoot, I reckon we got one from the box.
Oh, yeah, actually,
we've had a
boys in the
special
box,
request from one in the box.
Moose, it's Big Dawes. You've lost the grand final out here, mate. You've run across the ground naked. Where does this rank in those? It's got to be on the podium.
Well, yeah, I've only been out here twice. So the first time I was undressed, and second time we got rolled. So hopefully next week we can make a difference and get a W.
Good on you, brother. Well done.
Thanks,
Get into the bin tanks, Moose. Enjoy the win.
Thanks, mate.
The big Moose, and I'm glad we got that one on with David Wink. We know he wanted to get a little cheeky question in.
Had to get it into the big fella.
Ran across nude.
Is there anyone you don't know, David Wink?
No, Seamus is a very good friend of mine, Luke. He's in my group of mates, but a few years ago, the Barney boys, they got knocked out in the reserves when Moose, he would have only been young, and him and another fella might have had a big night the night before, and yeah, they run across the ground naked.
Now, Wink, can we say this on air? How did he get the nickname Moose?
I actually have no idea.
We missed the opportunity.
It's one of those ones, it's part of folklore.
When I came across Big Seamus, his name was Moose. That's how he was introduced. So
we'll have to find out during the week or next Saturday, Gussie.
We certainly will. We'll catch up with Adam Mudra as soon as we can get a hold of him, of course. He's a very happy man at the moment in amongst the people. With Barney, I can see him making his way onto the ground. I'm going to give you a chance right now, boys. Adam Mudra will clip me because I tipped Chiltern. I can tell you right now.
He tipped you last week.
He looks to have a very big smile on his face. The winning coach of the Barnawartha Tigers, Adam Mudra, is boundary side with Scooter Fraser.
Well, you're into a grand final with a team that not many of us picked to finish in the top 5. Firstly, I'm sorry. Secondly, congratulations.
Thank you, mate. I'm assuming Gussie didn't pick us again today.
Didn't take long, Gussie.
I just said before you put the headphones on, Muddy, how long till Muddy gives me a clip, and the unders market certainly saluted.
No, keeping receipts, mate. Keeping receipts. Make sure you pick Kiwi next week for us, please.
No worries. I'll send the bill.
Really pleased. Obviously pleased for the club and pleased for the playing group that they've put themselves in this position. We've certainly challenged the playing group over the course of the pre-season and season to find ways to get better. We knew they were a young, talented group, but that they needed to become men really quickly. And I think you've seen over the course of the season, and particularly at Sandy Creek, that they've made that step, and we've given ourselves a shot.
Mate, Quinn, Anson, Spence, Dale Bosco, invaluable, but particularly early Tommy Anson today.
Yeah, he's a super talent, mate. He continues to find logic in terms of his age, but he's a pro's pro in terms of the way he, I suppose, looks after himself Monday to Friday. He gives himself the best possible chance to play well, and the talent continually shines through. We lean on him to do a lot of roles. He started forward today, and obviously was able to hit the scoreboard. But he's such a level head, such high footy IQ, and he, whilst he hasn't got a leadership title, he certainly helps lead this young group.
Just spoke to Big Moose, obviously the week off. There's an eye roll there if you didn't pick that up, boys. But what a great display. He told us he had sent the minutes of the game to watch McWilliams. Because, look, he played an unreal game last week, McWilliams, and got in and under to a bloke that probably was going to jump all over him. But I think today, Moose isn't that high leaping ruckman, but, geez, he had that body on McWilliams today and had a great game.
Yeah, well, we sort of went to work on, obviously, Chiltern last week, and McWilliams was super for them. He was able to help them control contest and stoppage and make it a very much a territory game. And then, obviously, from there, their forwards were able to hit the scoreboard and take the game away from Thaguna. So we knew we had to stop their stoppage and contest domination. And so we put a few things into place. And there were times where it worked, and there were times where Mika was able to get his hands on the footy and take the game forward for them. But look, he's a real barometer for us, Moose. Like at the start of the year, he said, if you could find a ruckman, that'd be terrific. And I said I found one. I'm looking at him. Since then he's really gone to work. Found ways to get better, not only from a fitness piece, but from a craft piece. And he certainly helps us in that stoppage contest battle between the arcs, which is important.
I'd like to know what you said at the start of the year to blokes like O'Connor, the Johnson boys, Evans, Carter and Trujillo.
Yeah, look, again, we were just about going after getting better. Like it wasn't anything mind-boggling or life-changing. It was sort of like, you know what, if you want to be a bona fide TDFL senior footballer, you need to find ways to get better. And to credit to them, they've been fantastic. They've bought into what the coaching staff is about and what the club's about. And like I said, everyone's seeing it right in front of their eyes.
I'm sure you boys have got a couple of questions for Muddy.
Muddy, it's Gus. Congratulations on the win. Just want to get your thoughts from a coach's perspective. It's twice now when you've played Chiltern, they've come in really strong pockets of momentum. As a senior coach, what's going through your head when Kyle McGee's lining up to bring the margin back to 9 points for the probably second time in a fortnight when you've had these little glimpses? Talk us through what goes on at ground level and what goes on with your leaders on the ground as well.
Look, at the end of the day, a lot of the games won and lost between the arcs and the stoppage and contest battle. And I thought when they got momentum, it was purely based upon that. We lost balance at times, so they were able to obviously feed footy back, and the Hibbersons, the Hemmings, Mason were able to spit forward and really challenge us in that part of the ground. So the onus is generally on your midfield group to get their hands on the footy and either halve contests or win contests and take territory. There's a reason why generally your more talented players are around the footy. And, that's no different for us. They just needed to get their hands on the footy and start taking the game forward. So there's probably little you can do other than impress on your midfield group and your leaders to take control.
On numerous occasions, particularly at the Gap Road end, we saw your defence and even your midfielders have no pressure or no panic when they had a really big press, the Chiltern Swans. Is that something you guys practice internally, particularly at a venue like Sandy Creek, not bombing the ball long out of defence and actually working your way through a zone and a press?
Yeah, 100%. A lot of the stuff you see on Saturday is a byproduct of what you do during the week. Like your playing group don't just turn up, or rarely are they able to turn up and just execute. So there's an element of system, and there's an element of letting the boys play on instinct. So for us, we do a lot of game sense stuff during the week, which obviously puts the boys in those positions where they've got frontal pressure, they've got 360-degree awareness, and I think, like I said, you're seeing hours and hours and hours of these boys going to work on their craft and standing up in really important games but critical moments.
Muddy, it's Winky here, mate. Firstly, congratulations, and a bit of a left field question, I suppose. But what was it about Barnawartha that got you to take the job? I'm sure your phone has rung over the last few years, and what was it that stood out about Barnawartha that said, yep, that's the club that I'm going to put my hand up and lead?
I expect nothing different from you, Winky, left field questions.
You're lucky.
Look, I really I think the club holistically is full of good people, and obviously when I was involved at Kiwi at TDFL level, you sort of got to know a few of those people. It's probably about good people, good culture. That was the first thing I needed to tick off. But a lot of my coaching's been in junior development, and so when I saw obviously the youth of the group holistically, that really excited me. We were able to sort of obviously go to work, mould this young group into something that we could we predict this? I'm not too sure, but I knew there was enough talent at the club to be able to sort of finish higher up the ladder than what we did the year before, and that was holistically why I ended up at Barney. It was a young emerging list that had a real appetite to grow and to get better, and as a coach that's music to your ears.
Muddy, Luke here, congratulations. It was a terrific prelim. How are you, I know you haven't had much time to think about it, but how will you approach the week? Obviously a grand final is a great reward for club volunteers, players' families, and the juniors also. At this stage, mate, do you change your routine at all, or what will it look like from you, a coach's perspective?
Yeah, it won't change at all for us. So obviously tomorrow morning we'll go after some recovery, which we have for the last 3 or 4 weeks. So we'll tick that off. And given obviously the way the finals has played out for us, so obviously we've had to play every single week. Massive ground, high intensity. In most games, siren to siren. So we'll probably mirror what we did last week. Probably have a lighter night on Tuesday night. Go after some stuff really specific to us and Kiwa on Thursday night, and set ourselves up for that. But like I said, the club will look after whatever needs to happen away from the playing group. My lens will be zoning in on obviously a lot of review with Kiwa, a lot of review with us, and just really trying to encourage the boys to embrace the week, because it's really exciting. We all know that there's 10 other clubs that would love to be in the position we're in. So we want the boys to really embrace it and enjoy the week. They're a young group, so it's not hard to encourage them to enjoy the week. They enjoy a good time, the lads. So which is great, So we'll go after that and put our best foot forward next Saturday.
Muddy, is there one thing specific about Kiwa's game that stands out that you need to really hone in on and try and win if you're going to get over the line next week?
Yeah, stoppage and contest, Winky. If we don't get stoppage and contest right, they're too potent in the front half. And if they get shoulders out like they did a week ago, we're in for a long day. So we've got to make sure we go to work on that. Get our method right. And if we're able to break even in that part of the game, we give ourselves a chance, but we certainly didn't do that last week.
Muddy, appreciate your company. Best of luck. Enjoy the grand final. We'll see you here in 7 days' time.
Thanks, Gussie.
Adam Muddra, boundary side with Scooter Fraser, just soaking in the action, and only took him 30 seconds to give me a clip about tipping the Swans.
Got to tip the Tigers.
Yeah, I know. Scoot, we might try and get you to catch up with a couple of the Swans down here. I know it might be tough, but I saw Mark Doolan lurking around with a can, or maybe a Dion Gleeson. If we can find a Brad Hibberson, we'll try and find someone to speak to from a Swans perspective. I think Dools is just to your left there. Scoot, we'll do our best to get it on the cameras. If not, we'll see who we can catch up with. Of course, the Chiltern Swans season has come to an end in a rather dramatic way, but they gave everything here in the final term, and looks like Scoot is about to catch up with Dion Gleeson. I think he's had a pretty busy week on Media Street, Scoot. He's been in the Border Mail, and now he's about to jump on the live stream. The assistant coach of the Chiltern Swans, Dion Gleeson, is with Scooter Fraser.
Yeah, you missed the first bit there, Dion. Gussie talking about a big week for you in the media. Look, commiserations. It's a hard thing to swallow, I suppose, when you've had a great battle with Oscar Wilding there today, possibly come out on top, but the boys went down in the end.
Yeah, that's it. Those big pressure games, obviously, it's more than just about the one matchup, and everyone's got to play their role. And today it sort of, again, went Barney's way. They had role players all around the ground. They showed up. They rallied and they they got the job done when it mattered. They took the opportunities when they got forward, obviously, as well. And if you look at the scoreboard, obviously we left that one go by the wayside as well. So that's where the sort of game got away from us, and it's a long way back from there.
Yeah, it must have been tough early for yourself, Luffy and Lapo down there, getting the ball out of their forward line, and then your forwards kicking 4 points in a row leading into quarter time. Look, I guess a great game by Mitch today, under duress, but sort of seemed to think not only those points that were kicked early, but a couple of injuries leading into the game and during the game.
I think, you come in with your best side into a game like this, and we had all full confidence in everyone we ran out there. We put them under a few rigorous tests this week to make sure, and really put the wood on it. Left the decision up until as close as we could to the game, and we were happy with what we went with. And Mitch played his role, and that's it. He goes in hard, and he's not going to be a bloke that rocks up and gets 40 touches, but what he does for the club and his body, he just puts it on the line every time. And we had faith in what he could do no matter what. And I think we're the same with Dools. He's a champion player, and he knows his body better than anyone, and I think that's why he's had the career he's had. 38, I think I might have cut a year off him there, 38, 39, and still running around, mate. I guarantee you I can't be doing that at that age. So it's credit to those boys and what they do with their body to play footy.
questions from up to you, boys.
Yeah, Dion, do you know if there's going to be anyone having today as their final game of footy in Swans colours, or...?
Brad actually told a couple in the rooms it was their last game, so we didn't know if they'd actually formally announced it themselves. Brad bet them to the mark, so I don't want to be the bloke that spreads rumours, but I think, obviously Dools may very well be, and that's about all I know so far. He did obviously thank the footy club in there and talk about the journey he's been on with the Chiltern Footy Club in there. So that's the one I can give you. Apart from that, I'm not too sure.
And what about coming into 2026? Obviously, the rumour mill's in full swing about who's going to have the magnet board next year, but are you sticking around at the Swans? What's 2026 look like? Is there a few recruits on the go? Do you go into pre-season with a lot of optimism with the group you've got?
I think obviously, as the same at any club at this time of the year, they go to work and the phone calls start happening, and there's no rest for the wicket in that regard. As soon as you've finished, your phone starts going off and you've got to get to work. So our focus is obviously what next year looks like, who's at the helm, and we're all going to work together on who plays what roles next year moving forward with Tommy and Jabber. And I'm sure, Brad's not just going to disappear as well. So, there's all going to be that leadership role available, and who ends up with the magnets, who knows, yeah.
You didn't say whether you were playing again.
Oh, yeah, I'll be playing footy again, don't worry.
Good to hear.
Dion, did you enjoy playing predominantly back? I mean, did you play there all year? Like, forgive me, because I saw you last year out here at the Sandy Creek Reserve, and you played mostly forward, and you were very dangerous, taking marks and kicking some good goals. So have you enjoyed it in defence?
Well, I've always been a bit of both. I was lucky enough, growing up, played a lot as a forward, and then got told basically blatantly I'm not going to crack into the senior side that I was playing at the time, so I better go learn how to play down back. And it's sort of been a credit to me now. I've been able to swing both ways for a long period of time and play a role at each end. And I don't mind going forward and kicking a few snags. And I don't know, I kind of say it's to the other forwards, it's pretty easy when you've got a backman's mentality as well. It's not too hard to find them, is it? But no, I'm always happy to play back, and deep back in those key matchups is where I like to be, that's for sure. So, yeah.
Any chance next year Sarah can go maybe like a blue or a different colour with her hair just to get a few more votes?
Well, she sort of said to me, geez, there's that many sponsors behind you blokes, when's she going to get a phone call to sort of, spruce some of you blokes up? She's seen a bit of the footage and reckons a few of you blokes could do with a touch-up here and there. So
not much up top for Gussie.
Give her a plug, give the business.
She reckons Winky could head down and get a few blonde tips, I reckon. He'd fit just nicely in the kids' chair down at Temple Hair Design, mate. So
we need another peacock.
I better go to Turkey and get a hair transplant before I come back next season. So she's got something to work with. Dion, appreciate your company after a loss, mate, and enjoy the off-season.
Yeah, cheers, boys. Thanks, mate. You do a great job. Appreciate it.
Dion Gleeson, boundary side with Scooter Fraser, and he's a class act. He spoke to us with polish and class, and especially off the back of a prelim loss. I know Scoots has whacked his cans back on. If Dools is floating around, Scoot, we might try and get Dools before we do wrap things up here this afternoon. But, of course, Chiltern are through to the big dance. It'd be great if we can catch up with Mark Doolan.
Jeremy Love's a lot shorter than I thought.
That's one of you. That's not one of you.
I don't know if
Logs can get.
Logs, can you get a shot on Jeremy Love? He's out here in the 14 Guernsey. He's a lot shorter than what I thought.
I'll tell you what, Lukey, it is Father's Day tomorrow, so we'll let the dad joke slide.
We'll let that slide.
Scoot, what is the feeling amongst the Swans down there? Seems to be a lot of pride.
To be honest, boys, they're a bit upbeat. Being up and about for 3 years in a row, playing in 3 grand finals, it must be hard to take with those injuries in the last month. Getting blokes up to today and trying to perform at their peak. But Adsy Pryor's still in his socks over there, having a chat and a beer. You just got to look at those more experienced guys that they gave it their best and couldn't get there in the end.
We'll see if you can catch up with Dawes if he's floating around him. We will bring you a quick interview with Mark Dawes, of course, legend. Winky, you would have seen Dawes in his prime in the ovens of Murray. What a superstar Mark Dawes has been.
Yeah, I've seen Dawes play some serious football when I was growing up at the Wodonga Raiders. He won, I can't remember if it's 5 or 6 best and fairest sort of in a row. The only reason they weren't in a row is because he went and played Waffle for 2 years, then came back to the club. Then came back, won another couple, came out and actually coached Chiltern for a few years, coached them into a final series, then went back into the Raiders, and is now coming out. Obviously, he's been out here the last probably 4 or 5 years as a player, just without the coaching tag. But he's been a brilliant player for a long, long time, and a professional player, which is the reason why he's playing it. I think he's 39 years old. So
yeah. And it was 2 years ago, Wink, that he played in the back-to-back premiership for Chiltern. That second year, he kicked 5
he
goals
should have been
that
best
day.
on ground.
Oh, he should have been.
Shut over down.
Yep.
Take nothing away from the game Scott Meyer played that day, but I thought Mark Doolan kicking 5 goals in the grand final and the way he stood up when that game was on the line was fantastic.
Yeah.
Certainly was. So, Luke, you might get some around the grounds before we catch up with Mark Doolan.
Yeah, we will, Gussie. Look, we might head down the road firstly. We'll go to the Farrer League Grand Final in Wagga. Now, this is a major upset, a huge upset in the Farrer Football League Grand Final at Robertson Oval this afternoon.
Are they going to need new bed linen?
Well, this could be the case, Gussie. So, the East Wagga Coringal Hawks, I'll paint the picture here. They were undefeated during the season.
They're going to need new bed linen.
David Wink, 16 from 16. They won their only final to go straight through to the granny, and today they've gone down.
The Turvey Park?
In the big one, no, Farrer League. So, Temora won. The Kangaroos 10-13-73 over the East Wagga Coringal Hawks 63. So, a 10-point margin. So, there you go. So, they've got rolled in the big one. In the Hume League, now, you told us the Bookers
we've got
won.
a big boil over in the Hume League.
Yeah, that's it. So, let's have a look. We'll go out to the seniors in the Hume League today at Walbundry. Of course, are going to be played tomorrow between the Lockhart Demons and Magindra Bulldogs. But today, it was Holbrook. Yep, 11-11-77 over Osborne, 8-9-57. So a great win to the Brookers. So they advance to the grand final in a fortnight's time. And also, let's have a look. We'll go to the O&M, and it was the Rovers today winning their way through to yet another grand final in their quest to go back-to-back. And in the seniors, it was the Rovers 11-13-79 to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints 10-8-68. 79
Is he going to come, Scoot?
We can't get Hibbo or Dukes because they don't have any clothes on at the moment.
Right. Well, that's a fair enough reason considering it is television. If it was radio, we could make it slide. But we will take, I think we'll wrap things up here, Scoot. We might get you to come back up into the box. And, of course, Barney have progressed to
we might be able to
the
get Mitch
final.
Hemming if you want to.
Yeah, if Mitch is up for a quick chat, you can ask him if he's going to coach next year, Scoot. We'll try and get one more chat in before we go. Of course, the Chiltern Swans, brave and gallant. I think he's going to come out here. I reckon if we're talking about clips, I reckon there's one coming here as well. I've been calling him the vice-captain for the last 2 weeks.
He's getting a bit of publicity advice from...
What's he going to put a PR manager, does he?
I wouldn't take any publicity advice from Jabras. He was sure fronted out in the three-quarter time huddle.
We'll go to you, Scoot. You got the co-captain, Mitch Hemming.
He's just had the Chiltern footy operations manager giving advice that I'm not allowed to ask certain questions. But, look, firstly, mate, things are a little bit upbeat here considering the loss. But congratulations for getting yourself up and ready and boring in at every possible chance today, but just couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty tough slog all day, really. It was pretty touch and go to get up, but it was a prelim, so just got to bite the bullet and hope all goes well. But I was pretty proud of the boys today. We've put in a super effort, but not our day. But yeah, it should be a cracking contest next week.
Now that the game's over, Luke Vandermeer did a pretty bloody big warm-up. Was that a just-in-case sort of scenario?
Yeah, there was me and Doolan. Pretty touch and go. So Vandy was told to warm up just in case because, it was every chance he was going to come in. But thankfully, we got through.
Good to see you get through. George has just taken a couple of photos of us. But any questions from you boys up there?
Hemo, the rumour mill is in full swing. Are you going to step up your leadership from vice-captain to co-captain and maybe a coach in 2026?
Possibly. I'll leave that for Jabba to sort out. Got a bit to work through, so see what happens.
Talk us through the week. How touch and go were you to getting up and playing today, and what's the week entailed?
Fair bit of physio. To be honest, at the start of the week, I probably wasn't too confident. But physio was happy with it and trained a little bit Thursday. And then, just bit the bullet and went for it and held up. So, glad I did.
Mitch, it took you at half time. You looked like you were going, but in the second half, you really found a lot of the footy. And on the back of that, the guys really put a big push and momentum swing. Did you think you could get over the top from when you were coming late in that fourth quarter?
Yeah, I thought Geezer had a good chance, about 20 out. I thought if he had to kick that, I thought we were on. But, it was pretty, that's a super effort from the boys to not just roll over in the last quarter and keep fighting. I was, pretty proud of that.
Hemo, enjoy the off-season, mate, and a couple of well-earned beers.
Cheers, boys.
Mitch Hemming, the co-captain. I've got that one wrong a few times. I've been informed of the Chiltern Swans. We'll wrap things up here on preliminary final day. Of course, Barnawartha are progressing to the grand final. Winky, well done on the Mac Jack Shed stat sheet. Thanks to the Border Cleaning Services.
No worries at all. Thanks for having us, Gussie.
Luke Francis, get home safe.
Good on you, Gussie. Great prelim, mate. Good
Scooter,
calling with
have you got us down there, mate? Have you set the swag up yet?
I do. Probably going to leave the car here. Might come out Thursday night and have a look around and see what happens with the weather.
To Logan Cartwright and Jackson and Luke Chilcott from Wayne Garratta and Indigo Computers. This has been TDFL Live. Barney 104, Chiltern 64. They're off to the big dance on TDFL Live, where you won't miss a thing.